Is this the one you said with the current one? We don't have this on the first page.
Married, but there's not going to be a next wedding. She said, I'd never get married again. I'm just going to get a cat. But I'm not, I wouldn't settle
Trying to keep my stuff away from me so you can get organized doing it. Yeah, there's actually a lot of stuff from that too. This is all from that.
Okay, let Mario know this is his. This over here is mine.
Hi, how are you?
Oh my God. The interlocal burn.
The same thing? Yeah.
They changed the word.
I don't know.
I got two other ones. You want me to compare this one to the new one now, or do you know?
I don't know. No, it's got
Another one.
Let's do some change on this or something.
No? I think so. Dates, I changed the dates.
Don't need all this.
Did you try that on?
I got my own. But this does go with this. And nothing's gonna change.
Well, the other's interlocal. I guess this is the resolution with the same thing, I guess. I was checking my phone.
I can just step right here to the photo.
Very last thing.
See my hair.
Sit down in the floor.
These just coincide with the interlocal list?
Yes.
The differences of Aaron, City of Columbus,
Yeah,
economic redevelopment.
Yeah, there's one resolution to go with each of the interlocals. I gave you this.
Nothing from the Board of Works.
Hey, no fair.
Look at the bottom of your stack.
You guys are.
Let me see. Hold on, maybe it's right here somewhere. This is what you want me to get your copy of the other day.
And that says. We're good, right?
I think so. This is Mario's.
Yeah.
That's his understanding. Also, I've been through internal
JR's going to move too. He's not here. I wouldn't tell you that if I didn't know. No, I would not. Yeah, you do. You can sit next to me. No.
Hey, ready? Come on now.
Oh, come on.
Raise your hand.
Yeah, that's me.
They have to be open tonight. Hey, I brought my opener,
I had it highlighted.
Common estimate on the email and council.
and I'm not afraid to use it. Yeah.
Call Parks Board meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Member Jane Pope,
Present.
member Aaron Cook,
Here.
member Bill Bruner,
Here.
member Gerald Holcraft.
I'm here.
Member Mike Lawrence is absent. Utility Director Mel Davis. Here. Attorney Leslie Votaw.
Here.
Mayor Carr.
Here.
And myself.
Any announcements?
Yes, I'd like to make an announcement. I'd like to apologize to the Arch Street gang and the citizens of Lawrenceburg the way they found Arch Street Park on Sunday when they had their annual food drive. Pictures were posted. It was a disgrace to the city. The garbage cans were overrunning. There were garbage piled up by garbage cans. There was garbage in the park. There was garbage in the parking lot. And the mayor was fully aware of that the overtime line item for the Parks Department had ran out. And the reason why it had ran out was because the mayor decided he wanted to send 2 people out into the parks, which I don't have a problem with. If he thinks he needs 2 people in the parks, that's fine. But when you got 2 people working on Saturdays and Sundays, when normally 1 person works on Saturdays and Sundays, it eats up the overtime line item. And he has been aware of this. And he said he was going to have the money juggled in the Parks Department fund or appropriate money. He neglected to do so. And I came in and we discussed this, and he said that he would have somebody back in the parks on Saturday from here forth. So I'd like to apologize for that, and we do need to keep our parks safe and clean for our children and our citizens. Thank you.
So add to that too, they are doing it every Sunday. It's not just, it's every Sunday in October, so.
Right, the
They didn't
food
have a
drive.
date. They
Yeah,
didn't-
the food drive. If you got any canned foods or any food you'd like to drop off at Arch Street Park, they're still having the food drive
Every
throughout October, every Sunday.
And the reason it wasn't picked up because the trash wasn't picked up all week by the Parks Department, and it's going to be taken care of in the morning. Now, moving on.
That's not the truth.
Announcement, yes it is. We got a lot on the agenda. I'm gonna hold them to 5 minutes, whoever comes up to speak. We're gonna stay with the agenda, we're not gonna add anything to the agenda, and we're gonna move forward from there. Okay, approved minutes of the previous meeting.
Oh, move.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Committee reports. Hearing none. New business. Whitney Eldridge, Use of Fairgrounds Car Show.
Hello, my name is Whitney Eldridge. I'm the Sales and Event Coordinator for Night Out Transportation. We want to do a benefit car show with a guest appearance at the end of March, the 28th and 29th, I do believe, of 2014. We are looking for full use of the fairgrounds in order to get River City Car Club's full, a whole lineup of cars into the fairgrounds as well as vendors. That's all. Thank you.
What was that date?
March 28th and 29th.
Have you talked to, thank you, that name was gone.
Dave Rudisell, yes, I've been in contact with him, but we haven't fully discussed, because we don't need the Lawrenceburg Speedway, we just need the Midway area.
He leads
Yeah.
the whole fair, the whole fairgrounds.
Yes, yeah,
Fair Speedway and that, so you need to talk to him.
I've been in contact with him.
Okay,
Do they need insurance too?
yeah.
You should approve for insurance.
Yeah, we're working on that. We just need to get a space to have it first, and then we'll be able to move on.
Schedule through Jackie's office.
Okay, I sure will.
Yeah, you need to call my office and make sure those dates would be available and, oh, you're not doing Agner Hall, right?
We are doing Agner Hall. Yeah, Agner Hall, we know it's open and approved. We're working on sponsorship. No, we haven't booked it yet, but we're working on getting sponsorship to book it though for that year, for that time.
Here. Tammy West, Loving Grandmother's Club, Hector Hall.
Hi, I'm Tammy West, and I am with the Loving Grandmothers Club. First of all, we would want to thank you very much for your donation, and everything turned out very well. The numbers, we're still getting donations in, and the last counted was right around $10,000. I'm sorry. But what we're asking for, if we can get Agner Hall next year on October 6th, on a Monday, for our next annual bingo. Our bingo was so big this year down at the VFW. I apologize for that. She's handicapped. We had to actually turn people away. The VFW was so booked, and I mean there was, I know, at least 25 people we had to turn away. And every year our bingo is getting bigger, and what we're asking is for Agner Hall.
It was October 6th.
Yes, I did call, and we did go ahead and put $100 down on the deposit for October 6th. It is available.
You checked with Jackie's office?
Yeah.
Yes.
See, they put down $100 deposit. Yeah.
What's the board's,
I make a motion to waive the fees for Agner Hall on October the 6th, 2014 for their Loving Grandmothers Bingo.
second? Second. All in favor?
I'm sorry, thank you, Bill. You
Thank
will
you.
still have to pay the $200 deposit.
Yes.
And then you'll get that back.
Yes,
Okay.
we paid $100 down on it, and she said we had like 30 days before or something.
You're fine, we
Yeah.
just needed 100 within a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already did that.
You're
Okay.
fine with the 100 all the way up to the time of the next.
Okay, thank you very much.
I had one question for you.
Yes.
I seen it in my paperwork. The donation you're talking about from the city is a $500 donation. And then I seen a week earlier that you got a $100 donation from the city. Did you get two donations?
Yes, we got $600.
Okay, 500, and then you'd already had previously received $100
We
before?
got two checks the same day.
Okay.
President Day.
Jackie, did you do that because we normally give them $100?
I don't know, I'd have to check the minutes, Jane. If they got two checks, it's because you all gave them two amounts of money.
No, we made a donation of 500, and this was the date, the 18th on here, but prior to that, there was a donation that was $100 on the 11th.
Receive anything from like the police or the fire or?
Benita came in, and that's when you guys did the
You
500.
guys gave me $500.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
gave it to you.
And when our president got it, our president has cancer. So me and her and my daughter has been getting a lot of the donations. And she said that she got two checks the same day, one for 500 and one for
100.
And then she just, we're still getting donations in, which is great because gas prices are up.
Where the other 100 came from, I mean, as far as,
When, I was gonna say, I don't remember
It come out of general 101,
what line.
101-037-394.
That's fire department.
That's us.
Or
That is us.
police.
There was a flyer dropped off to us to donate as well, and we took the $100 and donated $100 for
Okay.
our department.
That's what it is then.
Okay.
The police department gave them 100.
Yeah.
The council gave them, thank you, dear. Gave them 5. Okay.
okay. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Mike Tark, Little Hill, Ashmore.
Thank you, Your Honor. The DNR has been down doing inspections. They run into our parks foreman up the Ludlow Hill Park, and Toby got me in contact with the DNR entomologist, and we, like everyone else in the area, are getting the emerald ash borer.
Speak up, please.
I've talked to different arborists that can treat them. I talked to the guy from DNR. His suggestion, he said, you know, you can treat and spend money and you still lose a high percentage of it. His suggestion is just to look and watch. When you see one of the ash trees turning yellow and the leaves getting thin, he suggests cut it down, use it for firewood. But he did not push the high dollar treatments for it. He just said thin them out as they're attacked. You know, they may get all of them, they may only get part of them, but he came from New York and he said he's been where it's completely wiped out the forest, but the ash borer is here. So my recommendation would be to go along with what DNR stated, and we'll keep an eye on them, and when we see an affected tree, then we'll address it and remove it, you know, basically one tree at a time, if that's what this committee chooses to do.
I hate to hear that because I'm a camper myself and I know what this disease does to trees. Mike, I got a question. Cutting down the trees doesn't kill the, what's it called?
The ash borer, yeah.
The ash borers. Doesn't kill them, right? So they can
Well,
literally move from...
when they kill the tree, they've already killed it and exited the tree and moved on.
Okay, I know they kill trees.
Yeah,
okay?
but I mean, they're
and
gone.
when we take out the killed trees, they can move on to another tree.
Well, they've already moved on before the tree dies. Because he said it may take
How can we get rid of them?
You can't, Jane. I mean, there are different treatments. There's one product called triage, but you know, you have to treat them every year, and there's absolutely no guarantees that it's going to save the tree. And what happens, and what this guy told me, is you spend a lot of time and a lot of money, and you still lose your trees.
Okay, isn't it also that any of those trees that are cut down shouldn't leave the area to be used as firewood? I mean, those trees cut down, you're not allowed to take any of that wood into For Sale State Park.
No.
You know, or anything like that. So if you give it away, we need to make sure where it's going so it don't continually to spread this.
The way it spreads is when people cut trees before they're dead. Because when the tree is dead, that ash borer is long gone, left that area before the tree dies. You know, they'll go in and they'll exit in the springtime, and it'll be 1 to 3 years, depending on the size and the health of that particular tree, before it actually dies. So when it dies from the borer, it's long gone before the tree's dead.
So there wouldn't be nothing in the firewood.
No.
Sad.
Is that all, Mike?
Yes.
Pat Crowder, ice rink bids.
Do we have a plan what we're gonna do with the ash borer, or anybody want to?
Do you have anything in budget for that? Excuse me.
Just under, that would be just under parks maintenance, but there again, taking the advice of the professional, it's not good money to spend because you're just not going to get your bang for your buck.
It's just cut them down as they die.
Yes.
So do we need to make a motion on that to
Entertain a motion for it, yes.
Make a motion to take Mike's recommendation, Mr. Washington.
A second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Keep an eye on mine. Okay, Pat.
Thank you, Mayor. At a previous meeting, I had presented the request for bids for the ice rink, and in return, we had 2 responses. The first response was from Ice Rinks to Go for $78,700 for the 8 weeks. And then the second response was from Ice Rink Events. Ice Rinks to Go, which is the first response, is the company that we have used for several years. They're out of Marion, Indiana. Ice Rink Events is a national company. They do a great job also. You'll see their bid came in a little higher. Mike Clayton, who is the president, noted in his bid that this is their 5th annual quotation. And I think he's getting a little frustrated because they never seem to get the bid. But obviously they're, yes?
I was going to say, tell him that's because he calls it Lawrenceville, Indiana every year.
I don't know why he insists we're Lawrenceville instead of, and then Ice Rinks to Go they misspelled us too, so I guess, kind of anonymous. But those are the 2 that we have presented. There's a third company, and they did not respond to our request.
Any on the board?
We're going to pass this favorable to the Board of Works.
Make a motion, pass on Board of Works.
Favorable.
Chairman, have a second?
We don't need to pass this on to the Board of Works. We can just okay it. It's Parks Board, right?
Contract.
Okay, I mean, there's no contract here to sign.
No contract.
Once the contract is done, that can be worked.
We can just go through this board and Board of Works with
You
contract.
can accept whatever the lowest bid.
Whatever gets it done.
You want to do the motion?
The low bid or
Spell our
what?
name
So
right.
bid.
Okay.
Here a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Ayes have it.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Old business, go ahead.
Pat, excuse me, we need to tell Ice Rinks to Go to get their shit together with Carrier. So that you and I don't wind up with all those bills.
Well, actually, we've had that discussion already, and they're very frustrated with Carrier because this is 2 years in a row, so they are switching from Carrier to someone else.
Oh, okay.
They will
Well, I just
not
wanted,
be.
so you could let them know that, no, we're not doing that again.
Well, he informed me already.
Okay, that's fine.
He said, we're not using them for the chiller anymore.
Okay, no problem.
Any old business?
This kind of pertains, I don't know if it's old business or what we just talked about, pertains to what Mike was talking about, the ash borer. In the spring, we had talked about the invasive honeysuckle on the trail, and you said wait till fall to address that issue.
And you had someone that you were gonna get to contact me
Okay,
so
you need
that
to
we
do that.
could
Yeah,
meet.
because you said we had to wait till fall, because that'd be the last thing that was green or something.
But, yeah, whoever that is
Okay.
that you have them contact me, Aaron.
Okay.
Any more, Aaron?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Okay. Review and discuss claims board approval.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion adjourned. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Board of Works, 5 minutes.
Sure, I've got a file of all your stuff like this, yeah. Hi, Donnie. How are you?
I've only heard one person talk about it.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Pissed me off when you did all-
This guy was, he was from New York area.
I was gonna bring a butcher knife, but I didn't have one.
Yeah. a lot of use over there.
Some of our street trees are ash.
Yeah.
Do
I like it?
Mario,
But it wasn't.
pass that down. I got one, I guess it's a quote on the police station OC. Oh, Mayor, wait a minute, don't give it to me. Why do I have to hold it?
You're the keeper of records.
I'm gonna keep somebody's records. And I got one fence pro.
From Michigan, actually, say what, John? How you doing?
Those bids, most of them are out.
Yeah, where were you guys at today? Just because you got yelled at.
We do have one change. And it was before up in this plan. And then the only other change is the copy we have.
He's a man.
All we're asking for tonight is just a favorable.
Thank Oh, well, or sign it, the three of them signed it, you can sign too, I don't care.
Gotta be.
I can't remember yesterday.
I think I'm working it. No, I'm just gonna get the same thing I had last year.
No, but I'm getting closer every day. 51.
Put your name on it.
I knew he was close.
They had Lee brought that there.
I think I bought that when I was 21. Just turned 20.
Call this board works meeting order. Roll call, please.
Member Mario Todd.
Here.
Member Aaron Cook.
Here.
Member Bill Bruner. Present. Member Donnie Bryant.
Present.
Mayor Carr.
Here.
Utility Director Mel Davis.
Here.
Attorney Leslie Votaw.
Here.
And myself.
Any announcements? Hearing none, approved minutes of previous meeting. Second?
Second.
All in favor? Committee report.
Yes, Mayor. Yes, Mayor, we do.
I'm sorry, I missed Fire Chief Johnny Tremaine, Assistant Police Chief Mike Lanning, and EMS Director Bobby Mills. Sorry about that, guys.
Fire Chief John Tremaine.
I just handed out the run totals for September. I've got them broken down for you. With also the life safety pre-plans we've done for the month and car seat installations. Also, for those of you who don't know, I think most everybody does, we had a water issue at the firehouse. It's been dried out. We had to call in a professional company. We had a couple 100 gallons of water on the floor, so they come in for about a week and dried it out. So now we just got to start coordinating with Mike and them about getting the trim back on the walls. So. Also, my last thing that I have is everybody should have had in their packet piece of equipment we were approached about to see if we could house, and it's from the UASI and SoSync group out of Cincinnati. And what that is the urban, SoSync is Southern Ohio and Southeastern Indiana, Northern Kentucky group, which is a federal group group established for Homeland Security in the regional area. They, after 9/11, they acquired quite a bit of equipment, and now their grant is running out to store this equipment. So they're approaching different departments in the region to house pieces of equipment. One of them is a single axle tractor trailer. It's a decontamination unit, and it's for mass decontamination of citizens, or, you know, we could use this for other resources in Indiana's District 9 Homeland Security. That's why I was kind of interested, and I know Rob, he went up and met with the people on it. So I put that information in there to try to educate you a little bit about UASC and SoSync, and see if the board would be interested in allowing us to acquire the decon unit. There is a second unit available, which is a mass casualty unit, but it has a lot of equipment that is under expiration date, and I think would be a very large cost to us. But I just wanted to throw that at the board and see if there would be any interest. We do have room for one of the trucks at the firehouse. We can make rooms.
That's what I was gonna ask. Are you gonna give up Bobby's parking spot for it, or?
No, we've done, looked at it, and what it amounts to is we would have to, I'm looking at possibly, if we did acquire it, I would try to establish with other fire departments who's interested to train on it and learn how to man it, and then we would do it more as a county group where we're not wiping out all of Lawrenceburg Fire Department to go set this up somewhere. One thing we could have done, say if we'd have had this a year and a half ago, we could have actually taken it out when a tornado come through and actually set it up as public shower type and provided it, you know, for the disaster-stricken people. It's got multi-use. It's not just for mass decontamination.
What does this truck cost?
My guesstimation is somewhere about around $150,000 to $200,000.
You have a place to put it?
Yeah.
What's it going to cost to maintain a year?
Well, we threw that question out to Hamilton County EMA, and they said on the average it's $1,500 a year, and that's just normal maintenance on the equipment and stuff. There's like 10 of these. I think Cincinnati, and Rob, you remember the numbers? There's like 10 of these.
There's like 10 of them. This was actually coming out of the city of Cincinnati. They had 3 of these, and they want to give up one because of the extra cost with what we got. So they approached other departments, and they offered it to us, which, like I said, it could be used for humanitarian. If something would happen, a flood, power outage, whatever, it could go wherever we could set it up. I don't have any copies because it's a short minute, but I'll pass this around. It actually is, oh, you got the pictures of these, how they inflatable tents and stuff. A lot of it's just for winterization, because there is holding tanks just like an RV. You have to maintain the plumbing, that's the main part of it, and some HEPA filters. Otherwise than that, it's in the tractor. It's an F-750, needs to be driven around. It can be used for whatever we want to use here. And it just needs to be driven like any diesel. Otherwise than that, there's really not a whole lot of cost to it. Just manpower, like minimum of 8 people to set it up. We can go countywide and get some departments to help deploy this and help us out with it.
Good for the whole county.
It'd be great for the whole county.
What's the board's pleasure?
Johnny, where would you house it at? Up on the hill or down?
No, I would put it in one of the long bays. Actually, where the old 40 truck's sitting right now, we'll just jockey things around and put it in one of the long bays.
I would say as long as you can get, involvement with the county.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And one thing about this, if we see that it turns into a burden, we can actually turn it back over and walk away.
You've got that in writing? So you have that in
well,
writing?
it's all, you should have a copy of that MOU in your packet there.
No, I think it'd be great for mutual aid.
But just a humanitarian effort alone. If something would happen, something big would happen, you could have it for showers or whatever.
Have you had any conversation with other departments?
I threw it out to the Fire Chiefs Association meeting last Thursday, just told them that it was a possibility that I had to bring it to the board and get approval from you all, but it may be coming down the pipe. There'll be, I mean, we probably won't get an influx, but we'll probably get a couple from each department throughout the county.
This came Homeland Security?
Yes.
To the funds?
Yep.
What's the board's pleasure?
I'd so move they bring it on board and.
Donnie, is that something you need to look at as far as any kind of contract?
I can send you the MOU.
Okay. I didn't get a copy of that.
Okay, I'll email it over to you. Oh, by the way, it's Urban Area Security Initiative.
He just gave me his, so that's fine.
Urban area what?
Security Initiative.
Okay, thank
Got a
you.
motion on the floor, here a second.
I would put a second if Donnie would at least amend his motion, subject to the legal approval.
Donnie added the motion.
So move.
Here,
Second.
got a first, got a second here.
This looks like it's pretty generic one anyway, so it'd be something
Okay.
that'd have fashion to.
Well, if it's on there, that's it. That's what they sent me.
Okay. Well, it has
Send it
a
to
department
you.
name though. It
Yeah,
says-
yeah.
So it's something that, yeah.
Yeah, we got doctored up, fill in the blanks.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Ayes have it.
That's all I got, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay. Assistant Police Chief, Mike Lanning.
I just have a few things, Mayor. First of all, I'd like to get the board's blessing to go ahead and move forward with us ordering a new vehicle for our department. It's in our budget for this year. I'd like to get the blessing of the board for that, if I could.
Anything on the board?
You gonna take one out of service too?
Yes.
And it's gonna go in the pool or?
Yes, it'd be over in the pool and deciding whether we're gonna have the, I guess, the auction or what we're gonna do there.
We talked about the other day in staff, we'd like to try to have an auction in November if we could. If any departments have any access.
I'd so move, Your Honor. It's in their budget.
There a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Second thing, blessing of the board, which I spoke to about every member individually on, we're wanting to replace our off-duty weapons that we have now with a smaller version of the 6-hour, which would be more concealable, easier for the guys to carry off-duty than what we carry now. I'd just, again, like to get the board's blessing to move forward. We have the money in our budget for that.
It's the board's pleasure.
I'd so move.
Second? All in favor?
Third and final thing, Mayor, as we all know, we just had a recent employee that has been gone. The appropriations for him is there for that position. I would like to go ahead and get the board's approval to advertise for that officer's position to replace him if to move forward if we could.
What's the board's pleasure?
You gonna replace him as a K-9 officer or how?
We plan on replacing the K-9 eventually, but it would be in-house with someone that's got a little bit more seniority and doing that way through interviews. But yeah, we do plan on replacing the K-9. That's also in our budget to be replaced.
This might not be K-9.
No, this may just be an officer, but we do have some interest within the department. A few guys have turned in resumes to sit down and myself and the chief and go through an interview process along with our K-9 handler now to pick a person that would be best suited for that position.
The only thing I would caution is there is an appeal process, and that hasn't been completed yet. That was 30 days from, I believe, September 20th. And there hasn't been anything filed yet. I assume they're probably going to wait till the last minute to do it, but they would have until November 20th.
We're just thinking of moving forward.
Yeah, I'm just saying though, I would wait until, the appeal process is done. That would be my only caution to the board.
They still look through applications, just don't approve it yet.
I had one question about the police hiring. it concerns the reserves. I have a lot of people ask me, I mean, because I'm on the board of works, I've never seen like, who's allowed into the reserve program and then who actually gets hired on as reserves. Can you explain to me like how that works so I can tell them?
It went through an application process for reserves as well. They turned in their applications. They were set down through interviews with myself, the chief, and Lieutenant Miller, who's over the reserve program. Then, once the decision was made through that, they were put through the 40-hour pre-basic class, which is held by our department and our instructors. And once they passed that successfully, then they were put on as reserve officers.
Okay, like, was it advertised in a paper to apply to be in the reserve program, or how do people find out about it, basically?
I believe it was advertised. I'm not real sure. A lot of times it's with us, it's word of mouth that we're going to do a reserve process.
Okay.
And that's the way it's done.
Okay.
But it's open to whoever though, correct?
Yes, anybody's welcome to apply, yes.
You just put some on, right?
Yes, we did. We put, I believe, I want to say 6 or 7 on. We had about that amount that had either quit or retired or hadn't been making the hours ride time. So they were dismissed, and then we went through the process and put the 6 new on.
Any more, Mike?
That's it.
EMS Director Bobby Mills.
Yeah, Mayor, I have a few things. Our run totals for September was 104. That's down a few runs, about 25, so that's a good thing. People not getting sick as much. Second thing, we had a work session, about 4 or 5 weeks ago, and I brought up about the loading devices for 2 of our units. And what I'd like to do tonight is go ahead and purchase them. I got a quote for that, and I brought it to Jackie, and she kindly signed off on it. I was going to wait tonight to bring it back before the board to get the final approval to purchase the 2 devices.
Got some budget?
I split some of it up. We had talked about, I got some money left in MDF, and was going to take it out of my insurance money or my non-reverting fund, which I have
money in a
funds.
couple places.
Plus, I just got $11,000 some from the county put back into our non-reverting, so that's another additional $11,000 on top of that.
Anything on the board?
What do you buy, Bobby?
They're loading devices. Goes back per unit. It's actually 2 new cots also will come with it. They're going to give us $4,000 trade-in for our old cots, which are 7 years old.
I don't think Bill is here at night.
This device, as I was talking before, is 35% more safe for our patient in the back of this unit than our old loading devices that we have now, the locking devices, I should say. Plus, we would have 0% workers' comp cases on back injuries once we get that patient on the cot in that house. You would never have a workers' comp case.
Never say never.
Because there's no lifting involved. And this will lift up a person 700 pounds.
I would so move. Jackie's comfortable with the resources as far as taking out non-reverting and general.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Ayes have it.
The next thing I have there is I brought up about replacing 431, and of course the work session agreed to let me replace that. And what I'd like to do is put this thing out for bid to get it started, because this will take probably 6 to 8 months for completion, so this truck won't be here until 2014, probably between end of April, probably to June. So, and when I put the truck out for bid, this will be minus the loading device. That will be an additional $30,000 on top of that. But I'd like to put that out for bid if I could.
Anything on the board?
Make a motion to go ahead and proceed.
Just a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Ayes have it.
Thank you very much. That's all I have.
Thank you, Bob. New business. Mario Todd, Orkin Power Spring.
Yes, Your Honor. It's time for our exterior power spring for 8 structures. The price is the same as last year, $350 per structure, so a total of $2,800.
You leave the board? Entertain a motion?
Make a motion to proceed.
For a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All good?
That's all I had, Your Honor.
Jenny Felix, part-time police clerk.
Thank you, Mayor. In the middle of September, Chief Hunnefeld and Assistant Chief Lanning and myself, we interviewed for the part-time police clerk position. We actually interviewed 12 of the applicants. We were all unanimous in our recommendation, and I would like to recommend Diana Bolser for the position of the part-time police clerk to the board.
How do you spell that last name?
It's B-O-L-S-E-R.
Any the board?
Mine was just the same thing as last time. I mean, I don't know, I can make a determination who to hire when I get one application.
You go through the procedure?
Yes. It was advertised, applications were turned in, we went through, we sat down, we picked out 14 of the candidates.
Right.
We interviewed 12, which is 2, 1 dropped out, the other one didn't show. And then we sat back down and went through it again and picked what we thought was the best candidate for the job.
Jenny, is this person going to receive our health benefits, or?
No, it's a part-time position, 16 hours a week.
There's a different address on her application than on her resume. There's different addresses too.
I noticed that too. It looks like her current address, she's only been there for a year, so her resume was not updated at the time that she turned in the application and her resume.
Is she related to anybody in the city or anything?
She answered no.
Do you want to put this on hold, Aaron? Do you have a chance to review other applicants, or would you suggest?
And unless I can see them all. I don't see how I can vote on something when I get one application.
Okay.
I mean, it's up to the board, but it's the same thing with the marketing director. I got one, I'm expected to vote on it. I mean, what's the point of even voting if it's already sitting here?
Yeah, you can absolutely look at them. I have them in my office.
Well, I think the police department does most of the interviewing on the temporary help down there.
You want to put this on hold till you go through the applications?
If the board doesn't mind, yes.
I think, just for whatever reason, if Mr. Cook needs to be contacted anytime there's a hiring, that he can sit in on the interviews, I guess, interviews or whatever.
I just want to make the best possible, decision I can. I can't do it, I don't feel like, with one application.
This is a first for us, and that's more than fine. I mean, we can set up a date and hold re-interviews at.
Well, I mean, I don't even need to see it. I just like to see the qualifications, just take a look, just something before I vote on it.
What's your pleasure?
Every application that applied for this position.
Okay.
The last marketing
There
director.
was 33 total applicants.
The marketing director had 70-something. I mean, it only takes 10 minutes per application, I'd say.
Stop on over.
Do you want to put this on hold till you go through the applications and bring it back?
I'd so move the hold.
A second?
Second.
All in favor? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All against?
Aye.
Roll call, please.
Mario?
I want to make the motion.
Okay. Aaron?
Yes.
Bill?
No.
Donnie?
Yes.
Yeses have it.
Okay, we'll have it on next meeting.
Okay.
Contact Aaron and get the applications to him. for next
Absolutely.
meeting.
Stop over
That's
tomorrow,
Monday.
Aaron.
Okay.
I've got them in my file.
All right, thank you.
All right, that's Monday, next meeting now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Tim Jensen, Vertus contract renewal.
Thank you, Your Honor, and members of the board. Tonight, in your packets, you should have our revised agreement. Our current agreement is, of course, as most of you know, is for the ongoing work as the owner's representative for the city of Lawrenceburg with regards to the Event Center project. We've been working with your redevelopment commission as well as with council and board of works over the past, I've been working with you for almost 4 years in some different capacities, trying to get that project to where it is today. So 2 years ago, when the project kicked off, we thought that a 2-year time frame would be okay until we hit delays with some budgeting issues, Army Corps permits, and a slew of other things that delayed the project a little bit. And we are asking tonight for an extension, or actually a revision to the contract agreement that we believe is beneficial to the city. So basically, I don't know if everybody's had a chance to read through it. I've worked through with the city attorney. I think we've got all the outstanding issues resolved in the contract language. But for a few just key points and differences from the previous agreement to this existing agreement. The previous agreement had a minimum hours that we would spend on the project. This one does not have that minimum, and therefore, if we don't work the hours, there's no payment, as would be suspected. Our rates have stayed the same. We have held our rates. Our previous contract said that we could accelerate those rates on a yearly basis. We have maintained the existing rates for the city of Lawrenceburg, and those are in fact about 75% of what we would normally bill our clients for this type of service. So we've maintained those exact same rates, which are in the back. I think they're in Exhibit B and on the attachment to the contract. And then the last thing is, the previous contract had a maximum billable amount of $17,000, and this one I've asked for a maximum billable amount of $20,000. Over the period of the last 6 months, we've been working over 200 plus hours on this project between my employees and myself, representing the city day in and day out with regards to the project. And we've written off several thousands of dollars due to that maximum. And this is included in part of the budget that is for the Event Center project, so it is a project-by-project basis. What we're asking for from the Board of Works tonight is a favorable approval to send it back to the Redevelopment Commission, and I think Ms. Votak can speak to that. We took it to the Redevelopment Commission last night. Several members, including Mr. Cook and a few others, did not have time to review the contract prior to that meeting, so we suggested taking it again to Board of Works this evening. If you guys are so moved to push it on to the Redevelopment Commission with your recommendation, that would be appreciated. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer those for you tonight.
I think you answered one of my questions. This agreement will take the money out of the already fund set aside from the Event Center, right? That's what you're working on.
Yes, that is what we're working on. It is a project-by-project basis.
Okay, and then the other thing was, so once the Event Center's done, and you are not working on the other projects in the city, then no other further payments will be required?
No.
Okay.
Even with the Event Center itself, if they're not working the hours, he will not be billing for the hours.
Right.
I did approach each of you before the meeting and told you that we did add a sentence, or part 2, section 2, we did add language to that, and I wrote it in for purposes of last night, and I think we can definitely get it typed in by the time we bring it, however you vote on tonight. But it is going to be, any Veritas work order is going to have to have approval of the appropriate board of the city of Lawrenceburg. The reason we put appropriate board and not redevelopment, there could be some instances where his services would be used by someone else, or some other department. So those would fall under the Board of Works necessarily. And I'm sure there may be other redevelopment projects that he would work, and those would be approved by redevelopment. So just wanted to let you know that we did add that and did put in, we did add number 19 also in the back, which if you see severability, the next one I put authority, and basically it just says, furthermore, the undersigned representative of the client is executing this document pursuant to the affirmative vote and authority given to him by the Lawrenceburg Redevelopment Commission. We do normally put that in there just to so they know that it was voted on and he was authorized to sign it. So.
But I'm understanding you to say that any additional work that's done after the convention center will be in front of some board.
Yes, to be approved by some board.
Yes. So
I hear you say you cut your rates 25%.
They're about 25%. They're the same as they have been for the city, but they are 25% less than we bill our private clients.
That's a move, Your Honor, to pass it on to the redevelopment.
Real quick, Tim, just curious, how much longer, do you anticipate as far as just the event center?
Right now, we believe the event center will wrap up construction and move in for the operator sometime probably early May of next year. That is the current time frame. As with any project, especially a project of this size, there's probably 30-plus days of closeout and documentation that's required in order to finish out the contracts and make insurance right and do all that stuff to transfer over. And a lot of that revolves also around the current agreements that the previous administration entered into with Hollywood and Penn National Gaming. So serving at the city's pleasure and the mayor's pleasure, of course, in that process, you could see 30 to 45 days after the place is open that we would still be working on that. But the hours then would also be diminishing as that moved forward, so it wouldn't maintain that as well. And I think to answer, sorry, Your Honor, may I?
Go ahead.
To answer, I think, Mr. Bryant's question, the way this agreement is now set up, originally it was written for one specific project. Different people within the administration have asked us, or at least inquired about our services on other potential projects within the city. There's been no agreements, no offers, no proposals, nothing like that, but just what would that look like? And so this is basically, the way we've set this up, is that this is a master services agreement so that everybody knows our scope and our fees are set. Well, in this case, 12 months. They're set for that period of time. The contract's in force, and each and every project would have its own separate work order under this agreement, and then that work order then would be taken to the appropriate board, as Ms. Votaw said.
That's fine.
So,
Anything else from board? You have a motion on the floor. There's a second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Ayes have it.
thank you, Your Honor.
Old business. Jenny Felix, Marketing Director.
Good evening. In the previous Board of Works meeting, I did go ahead and recommend a person for the Marketing Director position. It's been continued for Mr. Cook to review the resumes, which he did. And so this evening, I'd like to go ahead and again recommend Ms. Kelly Will for the Marketing Director position. Since it was in the previous packets, I don't believe you have this in your current packet, so if anyone needs the copy that I put in the previous packets, I do have those of her resume.
Any comments? Board's pleasure.
Aaron, were you able to go through all of them?
Yeah, I went through all, believe me. But I just had a few questions. Like all these resumes, I'll say, like this one in front of me is, I don't know if you're allowed saying names, but she's applying for a Director of Economic Development, and several of them are like that. I don't know why they were considered for this position.
There was, in the initial portion of it, it was an economic developer / marketing director position. It's since been changed to a marketing director position. However, that economic development piece was still looked at too, and as part of consideration for the position as well. So that's why there's a lot of those that have those economic experience and the economic certification. Really what we were looking for was marketing experience first, and then also that economic development piece as well.
I was just wondering because I'd say half of the people are applying for the economic development, and I was wondering why their applications were still considered if it's for hiring for a marketing director.
But that's per the advertisement at that time, correct?
Correct.
I thought, when I voted on it, because I was the one that was holding out on it, I thought that we agreed to be a marketing director.
It is, and that's what the resolution that was passed was just the marketing director. But necessarily, as she stated, there will be economic development duties.
I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm missing something because everybody else seems to get it but me. But like even on the interviews, 2 of the Board of Works members sat in on them, and the person that you're recommending got the least amount of excellence, and she's still the one that everybody's recommending. And her, I don't want to get too detailed, 'cause I don't know what I'm allowed to say, so I just don't get it, I guess, I don't know. The resumes all say, half of them say economic development, I mean, that's not marketing, and
Aaron, I sat in on that, and one of the applications that I recommended, I did some further research. I can get with you after the meeting and let you know what I found out. I don't want to put it out in the public, but I feel comfortable with changing it.
because one of the top three that was decided, I mean, I believe, I don't see it right now, had 15 years marketing experience, but she's not the best, she's not the most qualified.
Kelly was the most qualified, and again, and I know I talked to you about how the interviewing piece is really a key piece of hiring somebody, that in combination with the references. So in the interview portion, you do find a lot about somebody, personality, their abilities, your determination then is really good to see whether or not they would be the best person to do the job. And I know I invited you to do some interviews as well, and I think you decided that you probably didn't want to do that. And I know I've expressed to you that just looking at a piece of paper, it can tell part of the story, but really you can get a lot more of it from the actual interview.
I'm looking at the two Board of Works members' interview summaries, and the one in front of me that's not recommended, she's got 5 excellence, and the one that's getting recommended has 2 excellence, and one of them being in appearance. So if you take that away, that'd be 1. I just don't get it, I guess. I don't know. But
She was the most impressive one I interviewed, too, before we got her. She was the most impressive one I came across. There was a lot of other ones, but I don't think they would fit in here.
Well, I think Jenny spent more time than we did actually in the
Spent a
interview.
lot of time with
Well, I didn't sit in on the interviews. I figured, we hired you for a reason, and that was to do what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And, I understand what you're saying as far as an application, a resume. I know how much work people put into resume sometimes, and to find the big words and this and that, so I'm going to take, I'm going to take your recommendation and for what it's worth. I didn't sit on the interviews, but.
well, I know you mentioned how much time and effort people put into their resumes, but on the other resume earlier tonight, they didn't even match up their current address, and they've lived there for a year, and the resume has the old address from a year ago, so that's not too much time and effort into that resume.
Okay, first off, this process has been going on for, I don't know, a year at least. It's been going on for a year. And as far as knowing that the process is going on, I mean, I think we were full all aware that it was going on. And if we wanted to be a part of it, we should have been a part of it. I excluded myself just because, again, we hired you. But once again, I'm just going to take your recommendation for what it's worth.
Okay.
Any more from the board? Is there any motion?
I would so move to go with the recommendation of our HR department.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All against?
Aye.
Roll call, please.
Mario's a yes. Aaron?
No.
No. Bill?
Yes.
Okay. Donnie?
Yes.
That's not the thing, I'm sorry. Okay, yeses have it.
Thank you, Jen.
Okay, thank you.
Jackie Stutz, group bid openings.
Need help?
Not now.
First one's a fence, Lotus property.
I will have to look, but I think I only have one fence quote. Is that a bid or a quote?
It's a quote that was advertised in the paper.
Okay, but it is a quote.
Yes.
Okay. Let me make sure. Street. Underpass. Next time you all do this to my office, I will have worked with all of you. Huh? I didn't say you.
That's what I said I can give me that letter opener.
Well, wait, and I'm working with this right now. I'm just making sure. I ain't giving up my letter opener. No, 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 no. I might want to use it on somebody. No. I'm just checking. Lord knows I would hate to miss somebody's. That should be contract B. Okay.
You need a little more room, huh?
Oh, that's A and B. That's B. That's A.
Donnie, why don't you give her a hand and kind of,
I'm getting my letter opener back out.
You got some more room here, Jackie.
If they fall, no, that if they fall on the floor, they fall on the floor. B, B. This is all Mel's fault, really. Because he has a bid. And most of these are for that bid.
Mel, that's Mel's complaint.
What?
That's good.
You hope. Okay. Okay. I have one fence quote. You want me to open it and read it?
Yes.
Okay.
This is for 405 West High? Is that right? 405.
Yes.
The one at Lotus Property? Is that right?
correct?
Okay. Okay. I have a fence quote of $19,739 from Lynx Fence.
19,
739.
$739. So then, the other one is,
Okay, could we go ahead, would the board go ahead and make a motion to either award or,
pending looking at all the forms,
yes?
right?
I would so move with proper paperwork.
Second.
All in favor?
Yeah.
All against? Ayes have it.
Okay. The next one is the Front Street underpass improvement. And I have two, I think it's two. Yeah, I have two bids on that, or, yeah, whatever they are. The first one is from Gehring Group. And it's for $71,922. The second one is from Dave O'Mara. And Dave O'Mara is for $107,000 even.
Board pleasure.
I would so move for low bid once proper paperwork.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Ayes have it. That'd be Gehring Group,
Correct.
$71,922.
Mario, you want these?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Would you, oh, you coming up? Okay, I was going, the bottom two are the underpass and Topman's Fence.
Okay, Mike Clark, garbage truck award.
Thank you, Your Honor. The last meeting, we had a bid opening for the new garbage truck, side load garbage truck. We had 5 bids. After taking those bids under advisement, going through each and every one of them, we actually only had 1 bid that qualified, and that was the Liskey Motors 2014 model for $282,500. And between myself and the foremans at the city garage, our recommendation is to accept that bid, the one that qualified from Liskey Motors.
Anything, board?
Yeah, with this, I spoke to a gentleman up there at the conference, and I
I'm
guess
still in a meeting, gotta go, bye.
with these, with the new truck coming in.
With my brother, he'll be fine.
Liskey, do they offer a program? Do they help with the program as far as the conversion with cans and things like that?
No.
Of Mayor, I've contacted him. He's gonna let us come down, he's gonna run us through it with his own personnel and show how it's done too, and how people read it. It's, as an ordinance, we gotta pass some ordinances to.
Right, just talking to the gentleman up there.
Yeah, there's training
Process.
on the truck, but that was not a requirement or a spec in the bid for someone to help set the program up.
But we're gonna take them down to Seymour's garbage crew ourselves, and then run through a regular route with their people, so they can show them how it's.
So you're saying,
Similar
So
there.
saying as far as our residents, I know it said that it usually takes a good 60 to 90 days to get everyone kind of.
I'm sure it probably will.
so you'll set up, you're going to implement a program in-house then for that to happen? Transition period from, no, you, Mr. Clerk.
I would assume that. I know we've got Brad Massey, our foreman, here, and I know he's more well-versed in that area than what I am, but there will be a learning curve for the residents.
What they recommended, we went to conference, is you make a spot in front of somebody's house and tell them to put it on that same spot every time. With a dot or something. Every one of the mayors I've talked to went to this. They've cut the injuries down, they've cut the workforce down in half. They use half the fuel. It's worked very well.
So are we gonna get rid of anybody, or?
No,
'Cause
we'll do it through attrition.
I spoke with the supervisor, Mr. Massey, and he said that there's actually two employees that are actually laborers, right, Mr. Massey? And he said those guys will actually go back to the labor pool, and so we
We're
won't.
gonna get into recycling, they can do some of that, plus, believe me, they can use them cutting grass in the summer.
But there's also gonna be the rear loader. That'll still be running too, because we pick up a lot of stuff.
Just for the dumpster.
So we're not picking up, the other odds and ends that we usually pick up.
Well, they'll pick some up, yeah.
Because I know we throw, for the residents, there's a lot of big stuff that's picked up.
That truck will be used for that. It'll cut the work hours in half. In fact, Seymour bought 3 of these trucks.
My concerns, I don't want to reiterate them all, but just same concerns as last time about requiring every citizen to buy one of these trash cans, and
Most of them got them out here. Not all of them
then the seniors trying to get these big trash cans out to the street through their yard. It'd be all right if it's concrete, they could roll them, but some people have to roll them through the grass, which can be hard for elderly people to roll them through grass, especially if they're
That's a
full.
smaller container too, that we can go to, but majority of people right now have got the cans.
What do you think we're, 70%? Or, what do you think?
Mike, you know more about that than I would. How many people's got the blue?
We've been buying cans for 7 years.
But most people's already got them.
99% of your residents do have cans, yes. And to touch base with Bill's, the cans we provide are adequate with the machine that we're looking at.
But you say it's flexible for a smaller unit also?
You can get a smaller can, because, yeah, space, nice. We can look into getting some of those too. But some people can't fill up those blue cans. You got like elderly person, like Aaron said, they're not gonna use it as trash.
Employees, just through
They
retirement.
retire, so we do it. Believe me, there's plenty of work for them to do.
Are you waiting for a motion?
Yes. Wait, does anybody have more discussion? Now, I'll entertain a motion.
I'd so move purchase.
There's a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? All against?
Aye.
Roll call, please.
Okay, Mario's a yes. Aaron?
No.
No. Bill?
Yes.
Bonnie?
Yes.
Yes, it's have it.
Yes, or no? Okay. moving on. Mike Clark, Golden Drive bonds.
Thank you, Your Honor. In the packet, you've got a copy of the petition to release the Golden Drive performance bond to a one-year maintenance bond. And in the packet, there's also a copy. We have a one-year maintenance bond in hand. Here a couple weeks back, they finally finished up Golden Drive, which if you're not aware where that's at, it's the roadway between Frisch's and the old Golden Corral. They went in, completed that as per the subdivision plat. They installed the cul-de-sac, also made some repairs on the front section that were in dire need. Like I say, this was 10 or 12 years ago. The right-of-way was dedicated to the city, but the improvements were never completed. They are now. And it would be my recommendation to go ahead and release the performance bond, place them on a one-year maintenance bond. 1 year from now, I'll come back, and if everything's in good condition, they'll have a petition to release the project in its entirety.
Anything the board?
No, I'd so move to release it.
Your second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Ayes have it. Mike Clark, Pioneer Village Improvement, change order?
Yes, Your Honor. In your packet, there is a change order for substandard soils at the Pioneer Village Improvement Project. This may not be the final on that. I wanted to go ahead and get this in front of the Board of Works. We had one area that I believe we were down about 10 foot deep, and they were still digging when this was completed, but we do have unit costs set now for any additional that may take place. And there again, Mr. Todd can probably expand on this, but they've found and hit everything you can imagine and beyond.
It looks like they dropped the building in place.
What's the board's pleasure?
What's the amount on here?
Yeah, there's no total. Thank you, Aaron.
And this one needs to be totaled up. It's not an invoice. What they were going to do was go ahead, and when it's done, the land consultants will measure up and use these units to come up with the total amount.
We wait till,
This is like sheet one of
We can wait, guys. I just wanted, we had these conditions come up. You know, it was a sizable change order, so I wanted to go ahead and bring it to your attention at the first available chance.
The board wants to wait till they get it all in.
We're just trying to keep you informed.
Have a motion to table. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any more, Mike?
That's all I've got.
Okay, review and discuss claims, board approval.
I got a question, it's a real quick question. On the claims, it says, all these Rumpke claims, I thought we were gonna start using, Best Way.
We have them down there, they get, Mac, you wanna go to the podium and explain that on Rumpke?
Why we're using Rumpke,
Well,
Brad?
they have runovers now.
What's the question?
Why we're still using Rumpke? Aaron thought we were gonna use Best Way up there.
Well, just in case if something ever happens with Best Way Disposal, we're keeping our ties with Rumpke. We're throwing them maybe 2 trucks a month, total of like $500, just to keep their end happy. And
That way we don't have an increase in our tipping fees that to reestablish.
This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7,000 so far. That's in these.
What's the line item, Aaron?
Some of those may be special events also.
Can you recall that?
Or sometimes that the full up there, you have to go up.
right, one Saturday morning, Best Way Disposal was full, and they recommend that we go to Rumpke.
280, here, 488, that's Parks Maintenance.
Yeah, some of it might be for portalets,
That's Event
bass
Center.
tournaments.
401, 404 is Event Center.
That's the one. I just thought.
And then that one was,
I'm gonna say the most bill I've ever wrote was $800.
Yeah, a lot of them
yeah,
probably are.
I know, they were.
Portalets,
Yeah.
special events.
Okay.
stuff
Right.
like that.
But the numbers over here.
Those are
Let's use
redevelopment.
it up.
Some of those probably portalets.
404.
Yeah, they
Some of them were Event Center.
Yeah.
Okay, Aaron?
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
That's it, thank you.
Okay, entertain a motion.
So move.
For a second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Motion adjourned.
So moved.
All in favor? Aye. Utility board here for 5 minutes.
Rest of that's all Mel's. Yeah.
I knew he was on, and didn't have to look.
Hey, you always say that. I don't know, I'm gonna take That's A. This is B.
I didn't know.
That's A. This is B. Here, that's A. That's A. This is B. This is B. This is B. And wait, I got all these. This is A. You got A? Okay. This is B. This is A.
Look at all these.
This is A. But there's one that's supposed.
I remember back like.
Yeah. This is just B, this one's A and B too.
Who was asking?
Yeah. That's A.
How you doing? I didn't know the city was buying.
This is B. That's A.
Tell her she
That's A.
get with me just.
This is B. Here's A and B.
If not.
Yeah.
You can do A first, I don't care. I knew JR did that. That's okay. No big deal. You know that. I don't care. Okay, so, and then we'll call copy, we'll go get a copy tomorrow. Okay?
I'm more like Turtle.
What are we looking at, utility?
Nice and quiet.
I tried everything. Yes, sir. I don't know if I have to, but I mean, they're not getting a marketing director hired, that's why I voted against it, because they kept trying to push marketing director versus economic development, but that's two different separate positions. And so that's why I kept holding out on the hiring of a marketing director until they advertised for that, but yeah, I don't know, that's why I said I was gonna get it. All the stuff, I got half of the resumes I looked at, all the top 10 said economic development. So, I mean, if we don't do a good job, we can change it. When can we change it, marketing director? A year? Or before for cost?
Whatever excavator.
Appropriations right away.
This is that whole stack.
And pipeline.
That's what I didn't need, yeah, that's, like, when it's advertised, advertised all the requirements for marketing degree, a bachelor's in marketing or something equivalent, and none of those applications have it. So, it's a work in progress still, I guess. It's not done yet.
Yeah.
City, yeah, city.
I read it, but I can't remember
Main Street. That's a surety proposal. I don't believe so.
You guys handle that on the board, so count that.
Ice rink, she's saying they got bids on that.
If you should be in here, like, are you?
No, I'm okay. I'll go fix it. I can do that. I know how.
I don't know a lot of things that need to go on. Okay. Yeah, I'll find out. I'll find out. I'll send you an email.
Okay.
I gotta be there tomorrow.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what.
Make sure you know what it is he's done.
All right, thank you.
Everybody's here, yeah.
Now you ready?
Yes, sir.
Call us utility board meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Jane Pope.
Present.
Aaron Cook.
Here.
Bill Bruner. Here. J.R. Holcraft.
I'm here.
Leslie Vota.
Here.
Mayor Carr.
Here.
And myself.
Any announcements?
I'm sorry, I forgot Mel. Yeah,
I'm here also.
I know.
Any announcements? Hearing none. Approved minutes of previous meeting?
I've got one correction, Your Honor. I'm trying to find my paperwork.
While she's looking for that, can I ask Mel a question?
Go ahead.
I got it.
On,
Go ahead, Mel.
on the claims, the RH Bell, is that the, from the collection agency, and is that money getting paid back to the city of Lawrenceburg?
That's what we pay them,
Okay,
and we keep our portion of it.
okay,
That doesn't show up on
okay.
there.
Thank you.
Okay, the utility board, page 2, It's actually a correction for Mike Lawrence. We discussed, why we wouldn't go with the local Lawrenceburg company, and it was suggested that we didn't because their bid was much higher than the lowest bid. In the last sentence of the paragraph, Mike Lawrence stated, "We are only talking about a difference of $500 to $600. He meant that if it was a $500 to $600 difference in the bid, then we may be able to accept it. He didn't mean it, because it's actually,
How do you want it to state?
that if it was within $500 to $600, we may consider it.
You got it, Suzanne? Anything else, Jane?
No.
Okay, need approval?
So moved, with the correction.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All good. Committee reports.
Thank you, Your Honor. In your packet, you should have quotes on some streetlight poles. There is one from Whately Pole and one from Brownstown. The Whately pole is more or less a plastic composite pole that's, the color goes all the way through. It's not as brittle as the concrete and a lot easier to work with. And the concrete pole are the poles you see out front. The quotes are, for one Whately pole is $1,555.58
Per pole?
per pole.
Okay.
The concrete poles are $1,650 per pole. We're asking for 10 of them, so the total for the Whateleys is $15,555.80. The total for the concrete poles is $16,500. And that would come out of the remedial budget.
Are these matching?
Yes. Yeah, they made them match, although they're going to stay black instead of faded gray.
Anything else on board? Entertain a motion?
And they're cheaper and easier to work on right now?
Pardon me?
They're cheaper?
Yeah, they're cheaper.
To work on?
Yeah, they're cheaper, easier to work with. As little as I am, I can pick one up by myself instead of using the digger truck to set it with.
Make a motion to go with the
Whately? Yeah.
The Whately poles.
Here's a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against?
Thank you all very much. In the electrical distributions group, we've been working on the event center, and yesterday we had an outage in the high school complex. We have a bad cable that we have to replace prior to Friday's football game, which is the senior night. So we'll be out there chugging along in the rain and whatever to try to get that repaired. So we discovered a unique, I think, a kind of a unique situation that we can use. We're going to use an abandoned water line to get across one of the roads and around the baseball field. So we won't have to do a lot of excavation there. In the water department, we started the distribution line on Industrial Drive. We made our tie-in last Thursday night, and the guys are making great progress on that line. So that concludes my committee reports.
New business? Hearing none, old business. Jackie Stutz bid opening.
These bid openings, these bids rather, are for the force main that we talked about about a month ago, and the transmission water main. The transmission water main that we're going to use in conjunction with the domestic line on Industrial Drive. So I will ably assist the clerk treasurer in opening these things.
So a company can bid on contract A, contract B, or contract A and B?
Or combination.
Okay.
Yeah. Right now, Aaron, we're working on contract A, because we have a couple of them that are both, and a whole bunch that are B. Okay, oh, I'm sorry, this one's from Atlas Excavating. And, let's see, let me find their bid. Their bid is $1,441,154.50.
What was that, 154?
Wait a minute, hold on, 1441, 154.50.
Okay.
Got it?
Got it.
Okay. Okay, that's that one. The next one's from Likens Contracting. We should have brought a box.
Yeah.
Likens, Lykins Contracting. And their bid is $1,402,122.00. There you go. The next one is from Paul Rowe.
Jackie, excuse me, I couldn't hear you.
I'm sorry. The next one's from Paul Rowe. And their amount is $1,636,898.00. The next one's from Dave O'Mara. And it is $1,691,761.00. The next one's from Adleta, ADLETA Construction. They sent us some more paperwork. Let's see. Now they've got A and B both on here. Mel?
Better wait on that one then. No, that's the bid specs.
Okay. Okay. Let me find the spot where they've got
Yeah.
Here it is. Okay, what? No. Oh, $1,590,606.82. I just lost my little whatever again. Well, it's been broken for some time. The next one is from Welsh, WELSH Excavation Company. Their bid or amount is $1,355,156.50. Thank you. There's the rest of A. You're doing such a good job. The next one's from Larry Smith Incorporated. And his number is 1,517,688.50. I got it, thank you. The next one is from TT Maintenance and Contracting. Okay, and his amount is 1,607,484.7, Mel, is that a 7?
Yeah.
70, sorry. Not a whole lot easier now back then. The next one is from Rack and Baller Excavating, B-A-L-L-A-U-E-R. Their number is 1,523,443.75. The next one is from GM Pipeline. Their amount is 1,316,134.46. The next one is from Smith and Brown Contractors.
Smith and Brown?
Smith and Brown, yes. Their number is 1,497,524.80. And the last one is from Brackney, B-R-A-C-K-N-E-Y. Well, and their amount is 1,538,379.75. Now that's all of A. I got it, thank you. Now we're on to B. What?
Deal with A first?
We'll deal with A first.
We did A, that was just A.
Oh, I know, I mean.
Oh, I don't know, that's, okay, whatever.
No, what we're going to do is...
I don't care.
We'll evaluate the bids, and then I'll bring them back to you all at the next regular meeting.
Okay. Okay.
Wonder why.
Okay. The first one in B is lichens. $892,763. The next one is from O'Mara, Dave O'Mara. Their number is $742,305. Thank you. The next one's from Atlas Excavating. Their number is $807,877.90.
Could you repeat that number again, Jack?
Sure. 807-877.90.
Thank you.
This next one's from Adleta, ADLETA. Okay. Their number is 880-432.35. The next one's from Welsh. And their number is 749-632.75. Thank you. The next one's from Larry Smith. His number is 785-707.00. The next one's from TT Maintenance. And his number is 654-392.30. The next one's from RAC and BALLAUER. Their number is 986-801.00. The next one's from CSU Incorporated. That's a new one. Now, oh, that's okay. Their bid is $1,001,699.00. Okay, the next one's from Smith and Brown. And their amount is 714-612.00. Okay. The next one is from Brackney. Their number is 699-601.00. And then the last one is from Sunis, SUNESIS. Okay. And, oh, there it is. Their number is 713-181.00. And that should be all of B. Now, we've got a couple of them that are A and B. Would you hand me those?
Sure.
Thank you.
Mel, you think that you can get these read by morning?
By next meeting.
Yeah.
If we get out of here, maybe. Okay. Okay, the first one for A and B is lichens. Their bid is $2,239,189.00. The next one is from Welsh, W-E-L-S-H. Their number is 2,001,459.25. And the last one is from Adleta, A-D-L-E-T-A. And their number is 2,465,427.98.
I would like to thank all of the bidders. That was a lot of work. We appreciate it. And like I said, we'll get these evaluated and get the results back the next meeting. Thank you.
No, that's it.
Review and discuss claims for approval.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion adjournment? So moved. For second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, hang on. Okay.
Roll call, please.
I'm looking on it, yeah. Jane?
Present.
Aaron?
Here.
Bill?
Here.
Mike is absent. JR?
Oh, here.
Johnny? Mike?
Here.
Bobby?
Here.
Mel is here. Leslie?
Here.
Mayor Carr?
Here.
Myself.
Announcements? Yes, we've got a very large agenda tonight. The presenter may hold 5 minutes. If any of us here for the budget, that hearing's the 22nd of...
21st.
21st at 4:30. So we're not going to hear the budget tonight. Okay, approved meetings, previous meeting.
I'll move.
A second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Community reports. Tree tiling curves, Aaron Cook.
No report, Mayor, except that the turning lane on Tanner's is working out good. I've had a lot of people say good things about it.
It's working real good.
I'd like to comment on that. I was coming down from UDF, and I seen a semi pull into that lane, and the back wheels went over the rocks and through the grass. So the front end could manage to make the turn, but the back end went over McDonald's rocks and dug into the grass. And if any of you's been down there by lately, you've probably seen it.
That's where phase 2 of that project will take care of the problem.
We're gonna take some of that property from McDonald's.
That radius right there in the right of way.
Why didn't we do it while we was doing it?
Councilman was.
Finance, J.R. Holcraft.
Reports in the packet.
I'd like to add to finance, Mayor.
Go ahead.
Spent some time over at the clerk treasurer's office yesterday. I happened upon finding out that Social Security forms from 2009, 2010, 2011, and 2012 were never turned into the Social Security office. I found out that when they do payroll weekly, and they electronically send the taxes, the state taxes, the federal taxes, the FICA taxes, and the Medicare taxes electronically. So, some of the money was sent.
All the money was,
Then then they find some that was not sent, that you had to go back and...
When we went back, yeah, but it's all been sent now.
Yeah, that's what I'm
It was all
saying.
sent before you called.
Well, this
Yeah.
is what I'm trying to
I know,
explain.
okay.
Until you discovered this, some of this was not electronically filed until, I guess Tyler discovered the problem. But as Jackie has said, I've seen the forms, the W-2 forms that are printed out on a W-3 form. She has mailed them to the Social Security office. It will probably take the Social Security office a while to post it to each employee's Social Security account because the government shut down, but however, it will be eventually done. And I also want to mention that the unemployment Indiana workforce was last paid in the second quarter of 2012. That has been caught up.
Tyler's worked on that.
That has been caught up, and that has been taken care of. All monies and forms have been sent in, so we're good on that.
Yes.
The thing I would like to say, as if the three councilmen had never hired Reedy Financial, Jackie would have never hired Umbug to come in to look at the way the city was doing business. So,
Reedy catch up when he was here.
Reedy couldn't get to all the information they wanted, and they were fired before they were through. And we may have Reedy come back. But the point is, if Reedy Financial hadn't come in under the three council persons' vote, Dan Hayden, which I like, would have never sent his employees down to check out the clerk treasurer's office. And Jackie had already found out about it. I believe in transparency. When she found out about it, she said she got a letter, and then the IRS actually came to her office. I think council should have been notified of that when that occurred.
Can I say something?
Well,
Okay, this was a very delicate situation. It involved one of my employees. There were enough rumors going around the city about the whole thing. I just didn't feel like anybody needed any more info than what they had. And I went to the Board of Works and council and told them there was a problem months ago. We met in here one night. It was an executive session. But that employee is now gone. But we have spent 5 months, give or take, trying to play catch-up. And it's always fun when the IRS comes in and says, I need to talk to you. But I want you all to know, it took Social Security 4 years to find out they didn't have the 2009 W-2s. It's not like they found it out within a couple of months or something. It took them 4 years. And then they went to the IRS, and the IRS called me. So we're slowly getting things back together. We've got all the payments caught up, and we are still working on penalties and interest that is due, different ones, but I don't have any idea what those might be.
And Jackie did say when she knew those amounts, she would let council know. And
Well, there's a possibility to waive some of those.
Yeah. Well, the IRS has already abated some of it. It just depends upon what, because there was Social Security, there's IAM pension, there's PERF. I don't know what the rest of them are. But those three all would have interest tied to them, plus penalties.
Okay, and good news, the council will receive on a monthly basis a fund report, an appropriation report, a revenue report. And on a quarterly basis, we will receive an open investment report. And I thank Jackie's office for doing that.
I was going to say, if you remind me, or somebody reminds me, I can get you the investment report probably monthly. I don't know that it'll change from...
However you want to do it.
Well, I'll have to
And we don't know what packet it'll be in, whether it be in the first packet or the second packet of the month, but we will receive it on a monthly basis, because they're up to date now on reconciliation, I think, through September.
Well, he's
So-
working on doing September right now. He has a little, he's coming down again this week. He should have reconciliation done when he comes down. They just have to do some computer work to make it so I can get a final sheet.
But I do want to say that Tyler, Jackie, and Suzanne was very nice to me. They answered all my questions, and I appreciate that, so thank you.
Okay, finance, J.R. Holcraft.
He said it's in the packet.
It's in the packet.
He's okay, yeah.
Fire Department, Bill Bruner.
No report, Mayor.
Okay, Police Chief.
No report, Mayor.
Fire Chief, John Tremaine.
Nothing more than everybody should have a copy of the run totals for September.
EMS Director Bobby Mills.
No further report, Mayor.
Building Department, Charles Frank.
No report, Mayor.
Moving on to new business.
Okay, hang on.
Metro Pettit, parking, speeding, and alley stop sign.
Thank you, sir. Most of the people know me up there. First one is on this parking. I know how it goes, but this couple, this guy went to jail and they took his car, but she let him keep for him. All right? And she's blocking somebody from parking there, which I feel that it shouldn't be there at all. All she does is she gets out and drives it around the block and parks it somewhere else, you know. It's all like that. She don't use it for necessary equipment.
You contact the police department about this?
Huh?
You contact the police department?
Well, they told me I had to come up here first. That's what they said. Come up here and talk to the council about this, because it's a law, you know.
I think the order says every 7 days they have to move the car.
Yeah.
They park it 7 days in the parking spot.
That's what I'm saying, but the vehicle is not in her name. The insurance is not in her name. Nothing's in her name. The license plate is not in her name. Nothing.
Assistant Chief, will you get with Richard and find out what the problem is with this?
Sure will.
Okay, that settles that. Speeding in the alley. I don't know. I've seen 3 boys almost got hit in the alley. I caught one of them. The guy come through there speeding in the alley there. He was in a hurry for something. I don't know what it was. And I worry about these kids more than about the other people. They're afraid to come up there and say anything, but I'm not. But I think there's no stop sign in the alley. I think if they put a speed bump in each alley, that it would stop that. And the one speed bump would have to go down there where a stop sign is. I'll get to that later. So in speeding in the alley, I think that you need to put instead of putting a stop sign up there, that don't work.
This alley's off 2nd Street?
Yep. But I did catch that one boy, and he about got hit, and the other 2 boys I seen, if the guy would have been a speeder, he would have hit him. There was no way possible he could have got out of it. So the other one is a stop sign, which you guys put up, which I appreciate, but it isn't doing no good. People is going to the stop sign, stopping out there in the middle of the road. We'll see if I can come to that. They're not stopping where they're supposed to stop. Plus, some guy come up and told me he was sitting on his seat out there where we were watching him. And he said he counted 10 in an hour, just run the stop sign. And I sat the other day, I sat up there where the alley is and watched them. The people told me, residents told me, said, look at that. They're running the stop sign. You know, something ain't working right there, and that's where we want the other stop sign, speed bump is right there. Something's gotta be done, because I'm afraid one of them kids is really gonna get hit one of these days.
Could you pick up the patrols over there in Richard's area
We can try, Mary, yes. We can try and send some people over there and see what we can do.
tomorrow? Would you look?
Richard's right. On the Water Street side, it's the morning work crowd. And I mean, it starts at 5 o'clock, probably to 8 o'clock. They blow through that stop sign.
They blow through it during the day too.
Look at putting a speed bump or
Guys, I've said this before, speed bumps are not a good idea. We have regulations, we have police, that's what controls your speed and your traffic. The speed bumps, not just on every individual's cars, are they hard on, but you can go slow, whatever, they're hard on our garbage trucks, all our city equipment. It also makes it tough for snow removal. There again, years back, they tried putting speed bumps everywhere. Well, there's a reason why you don't see them everywhere. They just were not effective. If you're in a park area or someplace like that, that's a little bit different, but not on a public street.
Well, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
I drove a garbage truck for 23 years. Up there at Lawrenceburg Village. What they got down there? What's different than them kids down there?
That is that's a private area. That's not a city street.
But we still run the trucks over the speed bumps.
We do, because we have to, but that's a private drive. It is not a public
I'm just
street.
telling you that it's not right.
Metro time gets short. Step up patrols over for him and monitor that over, Mario. You live over there. Do it small. Mitchell, step up patrols over and see what they can do with it.
All those people going to Duncan.
I appreciate it, but I've run over several speed bumps before up there at Rumpke. I've run in speed bumps everywhere, just about.
Okay, he'll look into it. Thank you.
All right.
Jackie Stott, 2 resolutions, vacant streets.
Yeah, okay. Mike Clark came to me, I don't know, a week and a half ago, and said that Proximo Distilleries is wanting to vacate two different areas over there where they are. One is a portion of an alley between 2nd Street and US 50, and the other one is a portion of Shipping Street. And he brought me the descriptions and asked me to type up resolutions, and I have both of those tonight. The first one is a resolution vacating a public way no longer being used, whereas Proximo Distilleries LLC no longer has the need for the following portion of Shipping Street, whereas this vacation is necessary and the property described will revert back to Proximo Distillers LLC. Be it ordained by the Common Council of the City of Lawrenceburg, Dearborn County, Indiana, that all of the public way located within the bounds of the following described real estate, being a part of Shipping Street and Isaac Dunn's addition to the City of Lawrenceburg, Plat Book 3, page 7, located in the City of Lawrenceburg, Dearborn County, Indiana, described as follows. Bearings in the description are based on Indiana State Plane Coordinate System East Zone Grid NAD 83. Beginning at a rebar at the northwesterly corner of Lot 88 of Isaac Dunn's addition to the City of Lawrenceburg, Plat Book 3, page 7, then south 17 degrees, 4 feet 52 inches, east along the easterly right-of-way of Shipping Street, 413.82 feet, to a rebar in the southerly right-of-way of 2nd Street. Thence south 73 degrees, 4 feet 48 inches west along said southerly right-of-way, 66 feet to a rebar in the westerly right-of-way of said Shipping Street. Thence north 17 degrees, 4 feet 52 inches west along said westerly right-of-way, 413.70 feet to a rebar in the southerly right-of-way of US Highway 50, Eads Parkway. Thence north 72 degrees, 58 feet, 29 inches east along said southerly right-of-way, 66 feet to the point of beginning. This contains 0.627 acres, more or less, is subject to all rights of the Central Railroad of Indiana over existing tracts on the property described above, subject to any and all easements passed by the Common Council of the City of Lawrenceburg, Dearborn County, Indiana, this 15th day of October, 2013. And Mike, you said these have already been through planning and zoning, right? Or did I misunderstand?
Actually, no, we're taking this through council, and then after, if you pass the resolution, then I have a survey plat of the resolution area that council needs to approve.
Where exactly, is this where they put the new tank farm?
Well, the alley, there used to be a building over it, they demoed the building, now the tank farm's over. The part of Shipping Street that part of Shipping Street has been gone for years and years between 50 and 2nd Street. And in fact, everyone assumed that both of these areas were vacated years ago. When Proximo had their title search done, they brought it to light that they were not vacated, and that's why we're doing it now.
So they,
Existing tank farm is what it is.
That's where the alley is, yes. And I think you all have just an 8.5 by 11 in your packet with the areas shown, but yeah, the alleys were, well, is where the part of the tank farm and part of the building's over top of it. Has been for years and years. A lot longer than any of us have been around here.
so when they looked into it, they found out that the city of Lawrenceburg still had them as a street.
Yeah, the
Shipping
street and the
running
alley were never officially vacated.
That they haven't been used in several years? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, as long as I've been around here, they've never been used, yes.
So it won't affect anybody that's living over on Shipping Street now?
No. In fact, Proximo owns both sides of it, and they've been utilizing that area pretty much forever and ever.
Okay, if we vacate it, do we still own it, or do?
No, they would own it.
The location's just out where the old squad building used to sit there on the corner.
That close to that, yeah.
It's been a long, long time. I never remember.
Yeah, and like I say, everyone has assumed over the years that these were vacated. They just, somehow they slipped through the
They were
cracks.
charging rent for using all these.
Good luck.
Jackie, you do that?
No, you
Put a
do that,
lease
I
on it?
said.
Go ahead.
You want me to read the other one, or you want to do one at a
Let's do
time?
one at a time.
Okay, fine.
Entertain a motion.
Then move.
A second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Okay. You want to sign? The next one is Resolution 20-2013. It's a resolution vacating a public way no longer being used, whereas Proximo Distillers LLC no longer has the need for the following portion of an alley between 2nd Street and US 50 Eads Parkway. Whereas this vacation is necessary and the property described will revert back to Proximo Distillers LLC, be it ordained by the Common Council of the City of Lawrenceburg, Dearborn County, Indiana, that being part of an alley in Isaac Dunn's addition to the City of Lawrenceburg, Plat Book 3, page 7, located in the City of Lawrenceburg, Dearborn County, Indiana, described as follows. Bearings in this description are based on Indiana State Plane Coordinate System, East Zone Grid, NAD 83. Beginning at the, I didn't do that right, okay, southeasterly corner of Lot 85 of Isaac Dunn's addition to the City of Lawrenceburg, Plat Book 3, page 7, thence north 17 degrees, 4 feet, 32 inches west, along the easterly lines of said Lot 85, then 86 and 87.
Did you say 32 or 52?
32,
It's 52.
is it?
On the plat, yes.
Well, we double checked these.
170452.
Okay.
West.
I gotta fix a word up there too. 209.33 feet to the southerly line of a previously vacated alley, thence north 72 degrees, 58 feet, 29 inches east along said line, 16.50 feet to the westerly line of Lot 66, then south 17 degrees, 4 feet, 52 inches east along the westerly line of said Lot 66, then 67 and 68, 209.33 feet to the northerly right-of-way of 2nd Street, then south 72 degrees, 55 feet 8 inches west along said northerly right-of-way, 16.50 feet to the point of beginning. Contains 0.079 acres, more or less, subject to any and all easements. Flood information. This tract of land does not lie within a special flood hazard zone as said lots plot by scale on the National Flood Insurance Rate Map 180041-0003-B, City of Lawrenceburg, Dearborn County, Indiana, dated September 16, 1982, passed by the Common Council of the City of Lawrenceburg, Dearborn County, Indiana, this 15th day of October, 2013.
Entertain a motion?
So move.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against?
Who seconded that, please?
I did.
Oh, thank you.
You want to do that plat of yours, Mike?
If you want, I mean, it's the same thing you're looking at. This is just a miniature of this plat. If Common Council would certify this, I can get your signatures tomorrow, but what you're looking at is just a copy of the Mylars that I have right here.
Council, it's a pleasure on this.
We can just sign it after the meeting, or?
I need you to sign this, please.
I don't think everybody signs, I think it's just the mayor.
I'll fix that first page on this
Yeah,
sec.
the mayor and Jackie will have to sign it after the meeting.
Oh, yeah, you want to do it tomorrow? I know, nobody else signs that one.
You guys have to certify it
Make
tonight.
a motion to certify the Shipping Street and Alley vacation plat.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Ayes have it.
All right,
I'll
thank
sign it
you.
for tomorrow.
Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. I've been here too long.
That's all right. Donna Thacker report from CASA.
Okay, I'm looking for some guidance. I thought I'm on the agenda to give a report, but it's going to segue into budget talk. So should I wait till the 21st?
Wait 21st and bring it back, and we'll go through it then.
Do I have to be on the agenda for that then?
We can put you back on the agenda.
Okay, so,
Not a problem.
Why don't you call Connie in the morning, just tell her.
oh, is she back? Okay.
Yeah, she's back.
Okay, all right, well then, if I could just give you a couple of pieces of information that I left out of the packet that I sent to you, and then I guess I'll see you the 21st, same time, 6 o'clock? Okay, thank you.
Oh, no, that starts.
No?
4:30.
That one starts at 4:30, Donna.
Okay,
We're
all
gonna have a
right.
work session
So-
to go over the line items.
I didn't know that.
Whitney Eldridge, donation request, benefit car show.
Hello again. My name is Whitney Eldridge. I'm the event coordinator for Night Out Transportation. This is to talk about a donation or sponsorship for the benefit car show. It's to benefit Charge Syndrome, which directly affects our business family. During this car show with River City Classic Car Club, we are going to have a special guest appearance by James Best. And if you don't know who that is, he played Roscoe P. Coltrane on Dukes of Hazzard. And we're working with Hollywood Casino to do a one-man show, which runs about 2 to 3 hours in their ballroom. And then the next day, which is going to be the 29th of March, we're working to have him at Agner Hall to do a meet and greet with everybody that comes into the car show and everything else, and, look around the vendors in the car show. We're asking a donation of $1,500, and this is to cover, his expenses and also to go along with, the sponsorship for the posters and the Agner Hall also. I feel that if we get your sponsorship as the Lawrenceburg City Council, that we will also bring in then and have some credibility with the other Lawrenceburg community companies around here. Like I said, we're working with Hollywood and all the other businesses in the Dearborn County area.
What's the board pleasure? Anything on the board?
Did we have anything on our packet on your group?
I don't think so.
What's the name of your group?
Night Out Transportation.
I didn't see anything, Jane. Did you turn anything into the mayor's office to go in the packets?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No.
Okay.
This is the cab company?
Yes, yes.
Where would the car show be held at?
we wanted, that's why we wanted to have the whole fairgrounds, is because we want to have the vendors and the car club at the fairgrounds with the vendors. And then have the meet and greet in Agner Hall, so that way they can go in, do the meet and greet, and then go around, look at the cars, and be there for the awards programs and stuff, the trophy awards for the cars.
Mayor, I suggest that she come back at a later date when she's got it more organized to give us more information. Have you already got permission to use Agner Hall and the fairgrounds?
Yes, that's what we haven't put the money down yet for Agner Hall. That's what the donation is for, basically, is for.
Where were the process, the proceeds of this car show, who will it benefit and who will it go to?
The Charge Foundation, they have their own fundraiser called Charge It for Charge, which is basically you use a credit card or anything, and a portion of that goes to theirs. But instead of doing that, because only a portion of that will go to the foundation, we're going to set up donation booths in 3 different spots along the fairgrounds for people to come in and do donation money, as well as giving money straight from the tickets that are sold.
I need more information.
You want to make a motion to table this?
I'll make a motion to table this till we have more information.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against?
You might want to get in contact with Mr. Mills over here. He puts on a car show every year, has 200 to 300 cars, and he's
Yeah, we've talked to him. That's how we got in contact with the River City Car Club.
When is this, when do you want to have this? What date?
It's the March 28th and 29th of next
Okay.
year, so.
Well, then my best opinion would be to get more info together and bring a handout when you come back, and come back like January?
Close.
Yeah.
January, yeah.
Yeah. One of the there's 2 meetings in January, first Monday or the first Tuesday and the third Monday.
Okay.
Yeah, or call our office and, I can
Get a hold of you.
tell you, okay?
All right, thank you.
I got one more thing. And give us the information where the proceeds will go. You said to charge it. Who do they help out?
It's a foundation called Charge Syndrome. It's a syndrome that connects with kids only.
Okay,
Affects
all right.
only children, but that's the name of the syndrome is Charge. So
that's
it's
where
kind
the
of confusing though. Yeah, the proceeds will go
Okay.
straight to them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Laura Enright sponsorship.
She canceled, they told me today. They
Okay.
called over and told me she canceled out. Not here anyway, okay.
Meeting on Port Authority appointments. My appointment's Tom Snyder, Tom Palmer, E.G. McLaughlin to the Port Authority Board. I need approval from the council. Tom Snyder? Tom Snyder is.
And Tom,
Palmer.
And E.G. McLaughlin.
are they residents of the city of Lawrenceburg?
All of them, but one lives right in the township.
Right outside the city.
It's off of,
They're in Lawrenceburg Township?
Yes. I forget the name of the road.
Tower.
Well, yeah.
Tower right there.
What's Mr. Snyder do for a living?
His wife has
Ships.
books,
Yeah,
his wife has
he's a
books on high.
Uh,
His wife has the books on high store down here. I don't know exactly what he does.
He sells ships all around the world.
Okay, can you give me a little bit of information on Tom Palmer?
He's an investment banker for the bank across the street,
U.S. Bank.
U.S. Bank. They're very professional people.
And then you will be on the board, you appoint 3, and then,
Laura appoints 3, and the
Right.
county appoints 1.
okay.
Anything to the board?
I'll make a motion to approve the appointments.
Here a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Ayes have it. Thank you. Very good people. Paul Gherkin, concrete work.
Thank you for letting me speak, Your Honor. My name is Paul Gherkin. I had some concrete work done by the city on Fort Clinic, and I am very disappointed in the workmanship. I mean, it's It's very bad, and I'd like to have that resolved.
Mario, will speak, you take care of it.
Mr. Gerken had what's known as pop-outs in his slab. I think there was some other issues you had, but those got resolved, correct? I think the only issue you have right now is the pop-outs you're talking about.
Well, it's all the pop-ups, yeah. There's about 550 of them in an area from 1,400 feet. It's part of the driveway in front of the house. And there's about 500 pop-outs.
Has there been any ice releasing agents put on this? It looks like sporing to me.
It started right from the beginning.
No, I think he's legitimately the pop-outs, but we have some professionals here with us tonight to kind of explain what those pop-outs are, if we could take a second to...
Yeah, go ahead, bring them up.
First, we'll let the contractor speak. The contractor, he's shaking his head.
Come up to the podium, please.
Hello, I'm Tom Stormer with Dave O'Meara. The pop-outs are, it's more from the rock. It's a porous rock. It floats. You can trowel it in, but it holds moisture. Then when you go through like the winter, and it stays close to the top, and that's what pops. I mean, you can look on about every driveway. I mean, they're there. There's so much it's allowed in the stone when they mix the concrete. So, I mean, there's no, there's no way to get it out. It happens. I mean, there's nothing you can do. I mean.
And Paul's saying that he thinks workmanship's what caused the problem.
That's what's my opinion, I've been, around, I used to be in business. I've been around a lot of properties, and I've never seen anything like that.
I have in my driveway.
Yeah, but 500 of them in a small area, I mean, they're everywhere.
Well, I just want to make
Some of
sure.
them that big. They're getting this big.
I want to make sure we at least get on record. Did anything change in his process or application of his concrete then?
All the driveways.
Can you step up to
the
that?
driveways the same. As far as bull floating and finish and joints, everything, we've done thousands of driveways up there. We've done all of them, the same.
I've seen a lot of them, and I never seen, and mine is the only ones doing it. I looked at 3 today, has the same amount of cement poured in my driveway, and I've seen 4 holes, but mine has over 500.
Do you think it could?
I dropped off pictures. You seen the pictures?
Yes. I thought it was sporing first.
No, that's just a part of it. That's just
And Your Honor, I have a couple other, we have time real quick. Concrete supplier is also here.
Okay, we're going to try to hold this to 5 minutes and bring him up.
Kurt, would you? Kurt, if you would kind of explain what the name of the stone is?
I'm Kurt Weismar with All Right Ready Mix. It's called chert. It's a porous material. It doesn't actually float, it's just lighter, and because it's porous, it absorbs water. When it freezes, it expands and it pops. All the material we supply is ASTM approved, NDOT approved, and it's a mix approved by the city of Lawrenceburg. So it's unfortunate that it happens, but it does happen. You can't go in and hand pick out material out of material. So.
It's only part of the drive in the front that's bad, on the side of the house and in the back. That's acceptable, you have maybe 10 square feet.
Microphone, please. Off the microphone.
Yeah.
On the side of the house and in the back of the house where the parking lot is, that's acceptable. There's holes. Yeah, maybe 10 square feet area, there might be 5 or 10 in there, but some areas 10 by 10, there's 50 or there's 60 holes in there. This hole right next to each other. And it doesn't look very well, and they're getting bigger. And I'm getting sued by the city because I stopped payment, because nobody could contact me for 2 years. I couldn't get a hold of anybody, so I stopped payment. And I'm willing to pay for it, but I like to have it, fixed first.
You went up and checked it all out, you just your analyst on it?
We did. After the first complaint, there was some time period that was probably here in the last 6 months. There was a lapse. The contractor actually had sent Mr. Gerken a letter. Well, we assumed they had sent the letter. They prepared a letter. They had thought we sent it. We thought.
But I never did get that letter.
You received.
I got it at the meeting.
Yes.
Yeah. But I didn't hear anything from nobody for 2 years. That's the reason I stopped payment. because nobody ever called me back. I even called your office, the mayor's office, and they're supposed to call me back. Nobody ever called back.
I have Mara, he's the one who takes care of this. I don't
Oh, okay.
deal with it. I
But
sent
as far as the suit, is that set in small claims?
Please?
Is it a small claims matter, is that correct?
I didn't know what you mean.
There's a lawsuit
Yes,
against you?
yes.
Is that a small claims
No,
matter?
he's talking about your position,
Your
city's
letter where
position.
you're calling him.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, that's something that I wasn't aware of any problems, obviously, but,
And I thought it'd be the city to tell the contractor to fix it. I was in business for 45 years. If I had a complaint from a customer, I went ahead and fixed it. And it's bad. You can look at the pictures.
Your Honor, I'd like to add something to this. On the last page, it says there's only 2 ways to stop this. It's to use a topping over the surface made with the concrete that does not contain chert, or not have chert in the mixture to begin with. And I know I had my driveway and sidewalks and porch done by Graph, and I have no pop-outs. I have no cracks.
I had a couple estimates already, to have it fixed, and they said, there was workmanship too. They didn't put the stones in deep enough. Even with the top, there's no cement on top.
It could have been a bad pour, maybe.
It could have been. But why, I don't know. I'm just not
And when,
satisfied.
I've seen them do some concrete work,
Yeah.
and Mr. Weissmuller may be able to add to this, but I've seen them when they're smoothing it out.
Yeah. I've
If
been
there's
to
a
the-
rock, they take it
Yeah.
and throw it out of there.
But there's, I've been to a lot of them homeowners on the hill up there where I live, and none of them look like mine.
So
I
what was
looked
the
at one today,
difference?
there's only had 5 pops.
Well, we've got our testing people here also who did all the visuals on it. The pop-outs, there's probably not one driveway you can go to Little Hill that doesn't have a pop-out.
Yeah, I believe that. But
there-
not no 500 in a 10 by 100 area.
And I don't know the full count of how many you have.
I counted them today. I was up to 545, just in a 14 by 100.
Has no salt ever been put on?
No, I don't do anything. I even put a seal on it.
Kurt, do you know what the standard that's acceptable as far as tolerance on a pop-outs?
For ASTM or?
ASTM.
ASTM would be probably 25 per square yard.
I don't know, it's just, I'm very dissatisfied with the work. It looks bad. If I ever sell the house, they would probably want to know what's wrong with the cement. And, I think it needs to be fixed. Either that or some kind of arrangement, I can have it fixed by somebody else. But I just don't want to pay what I already owe, and plus, pay somebody else again.
You said it started immediately.
It started immediately. They had the equipment still in my yard, and they already popped. The one was that big, and they said he was going to fix it, never came to fix it. And then I got more and more, and then I didn't even worry about the one anymore.
Because it's been 3 years, and you couldn't get a hold of anybody in 3
No,
years.
nobody ever called me back.
Well, we actually...
They came and looked at it.
We actually went up to visit the site, matter of fact.
One time you did. You said, you can fix that one area. I said, no, I don't want that one area fixed, because the other ones are worse. I don't want just one little thing fixed, and then,
Contractor offer to remove a portion of it.
Yeah, but the rest of it's worse than the part he's talking about.
What's the board want to do?
I'd like to look at it. I don't know a whole lot about concrete, but,
Yeah.
just to see it.
It's bad.
What's your
I never seen anything like it.
Or Clinic Drive.
It's on that paper.
What I can do as far as.
Right here, I got it.
I've never been sued in my life. That's the first time. And I'm willing to pay for it.
I believe is the dates,
Please?
the November 7th date,
Mhm.
is that correct?
Yeah.
We can just make sure we continue that out then until this can be resolved.
Does
And
the
I-
board want to go up and look at this, or?
Yeah, I'll go. I'd done it for approximately 20 years as myself until a few years ago. I broke my hip, but I'll go up and take a look at it. We have a meeting on Monday again.
Somebody else like to go with him, go ahead.
I will ride up there and look at it too. I don't.
You know, I like to know when you come because I need to get the leaves off of there. You know, blow them off.
Get what?
All them leaves are falling out, you can't, you know. I need to blow all the leaves off. You know, I can do it ahead of time if I know what time you're coming.
Well, then what's your phone number? If you want to give it out publicly?
It doesn't matter, 513.
We can send you pizzas to your house.
977-9615.
Okay, contact.
Anytime's okay with me.
And your name, sir?
Paul Gherkin.
Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, I just want to make one comment, and I agree with Paul. It does not look the best, but the situation, and the board has to understand this. We have Mr. Todd that does oversight on the work. I mean, they did the same process, the same job. We cannot say it was craftsmanship or workmanship at all in that case. We've had the concrete tested. We've got all the specs and the standards. You know, the problem is, I understand exactly what he's saying, but everything falls within the industry standards, so I'm not sure what we can do. We can't hold a contractor responsible for doing what they were supposed to do. We can't hold the supplier responsible because his material, even though it does have some chert, there's an allowable amount. You know, we can't hold him responsible. I'm just not sure what the board can do.
Did he say that mix was NDOT approved? Is that what he said? The mix
Well, it's ASTM, I'm not sure about NDOT.
ASTM approved.
So, I mean, it is a difficult situation. Like I say, I feel for Mr. Gherkin because it is not the most attractive
No, it's bad.
concrete
You know,
in town, but at the
there's a lot of
same
money
time,
too.
you know, there's only so much that we can do, the material providers can do, the contractor, the geotech firm that does all the testing and sampling. I'm just not sure we can look at it and not like it, but I'm not sure what you can do about it.
You started patching some of the areas, correct?
I shot in the bag, yeah, but I can't get it to match. You know, I'm trying to mix some different colors together, and you know, you got all them spots in. You know, it just looks bad.
Can they
I've
just
been in the painting business for 45 years. If I done a bad job, I just went ahead and fixed it. You know, I don't expect like you mentioned before, the taxpayer to pay for it again. No, I think the contractor who poured the cement needs to be paying for it and redo it.
Do you think it'd be skim coated?
Yeah, can we just put a top coat on it? Because I recently had my front porch done, and I'm very unhappy with it.
Well, he's got quite a bit of
But I
square
was-
footage.
but
You'd
I
have
was
to top
told it
coat
could
the
be
whole
top
thing in order for it
coated.
to be uniform. As he was just saying, he's patched and tried numerous color samples, sands,
Yeah.
to try to get the match.
Yeah, it's just.
I mean,
plus,
can we go down
gotta get
there
over I
and
got
put a
first.
2 to 3 inch top coating on there?
No,
That wouldn't work.
no. I don't think he's gonna allow you to go in there and put a 2-inch top.
No, that stuff doesn't hold up anyway. I've seen it in the past. It just comes off. I think it ought to be, some kind of adjustments ought to be made by the contractor. You know, if you're not gonna fix it, you know, I think we ought to be able to get to some kind of agreement. You know, if not, then just tear it out and redo it.
No problem.
Get past your time. Let the board go up and look at their contact, you look at it, they'll come back, see what they're gonna do.
Well, are you able to be here next Monday?
Anytime. Yeah, I can be here next
Make a
Monday.
motion to table it till next Monday then, or?
See if we can get something figured out.
Sure.
We can give him a call.
Okay.
I think maybe the first November meeting.
Make sure you call and get back on the
That way
agenda.
everybody has time to do
Okay.
something.
All right, thank you.
Do we have a second to that motion?
Thanks, Paul.
Is Aaron going to take? Oh, okay, that's fine, no
Motion to
problem.
table it till the first meeting.
Mike Clark, Shipping Street and Big Kid Alley.
We did that.
Already did that.
We did that.
Yeah.
Jenny Felix, Sunlight Short-Term Disability Claim.
Thank you, Mayor. In your packet, you'll see a spreadsheet, so that's titled Sun Life Short-Term Disability Underpayment in 2013. Our union contract that went into effect in January 1, 2013, increased our short-term disability benefit from $400 a week to $500 a week. That I failed to communicate that to Sun Life until recently, when we had someone actually utilize the short-term disability benefit. As soon as that one went on short-term, we had 2 more follow. So you'll see right here, I have listed the 3 that are currently on leave. As soon as I realized that this was an issue, I communicated with Sun Life to get this resolved. Very long story short, they went ahead and they will go ahead and increase it to $500 a week. However, it's only for individuals that go on leave starting after October 1st. So these folks that have been on leave since August and September are continuing to get the $400 check. As it's in our contract, we owe them $500 a week. So I have down in the right-hand column the amount that is still owed to them, or actually that will be owed to them, with the estimated return date that their doctor provided us. And that total is $3,457.20 for all 3 of them. So I'm asking you for appropriations to pay this amount due to these employees.
Jackie, do we need to appropriate, or can you find the money somewhere?
Well, I can probably use money out of our health insurance line. I spent all day today looking at other figures. I can go back and look, Jane, and see if there's, there's a place to get money from. That's a possibility. It's always possible.
But this is just, I mean, you're not gonna pay them until they, I mean, what if they come back earlier, or what if they?
Right. I mean, they're getting their short-term disability checks weekly now, and ideally, I'd like to at least pay them now for the time that they've been off, and then the extra $100 every week until they come back.
Now this, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
This has to have taxes and that
Right,
taken
it
out?
does have to be taxed.
Okay. That's all.
What's the board's pleasure?
Jane, you gonna say something?
I want to go ahead and make a motion to
Okay.
see that they're caught up to current, and Jackie will figure out where the money's
Yeah.
going to come from, whether we have to appropriate or we can just take it from a line item.
You make the motion?
Yes.
There a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Okay.
All against? Ayes have it.
Okay.
Thank you,
Okay,
Jane.
thank you.
Mayor,
Yes.
under new business, and I know we're running late, but Connie Canoe couldn't be here tonight. She had a visitation she needed to go to.
Not on the agenda.
I know, but
Well, you have to put her on the next agenda. So have her call Connie tomorrow and put her on the next agenda for next meeting. Old business, Jackie Stutz.
Oh, okay. I get to read some more. We have the ordinances from the last meeting that we did the first reading on, and we need to do the second and third readings tonight. The first one is ordinance 17, which is for salary for an additional patrolman from now till the end of the year. Well, that amount's not really exactly right, but it's, when I started it was, and for tuition and books out of the Riverboat Fund.
do you have the correct amount?
No, I don't. I didn't have time today. I was working on something
Are we
else.
talking more or less?
It'll be less, hun, because this was to encompass Fall Fest, and so we're now into October, so it will be less money. I just don't know the exact amount tonight.
What it start at, 20,000?
Yeah, it started at 20,000, which should have started, which I think started, Mike, would that have been the week before Fall Fest? We originally talked about?
We originally talked about it like toward the end of August.
Oh, did we? Well, I can't remember. Okay, so that was like, so we're now another 6 weeks beyond where we wanted to be, so there'd be about 5 or 6 weeks come off of this, because it's that much less time now.
Thank you.
What ordinance is it?
Ordinance number 17, 2013.
Okay. Motion to suspend the rules, reading ordinance
17.
by title only for the second time.
So move.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
No.
Roll call, please.
Okay. Jane's no, Aaron's yes, Bill's yes, and JR.
Yes.
Okay, that's 3 yeses.
Okay, read ordinance number 17 by title only for the second time? Or third time?
No, it's second.
Second time, dear.
That would be second
It
time.
would be second.
Oh, I'm sorry.
City of Lawrenceburg, Indiana, additional appropriation ordinance, ordinance number 17, 2013.
Motion to approve ordinance 17 for second reading by title only? Second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All against?
Nay.
Roll call, please.
Okay, Jane's no. Aaron?
Yes.
Bill's yes. And JR's yes. I'm getting better at this.
Motion to suspend the rules, read
That
ordinance
passed.
17 by title
Yeah.
only for third and final reading?
To suspend the rules, is that where you were?
Yes. Suspend the
Okay.
rules, third and final reading.
Okay,
Second?
all right.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against?
Nay.
Roll call, please.
Okay, wait a minute. Jane is no. Aaron?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
And JR is yes. Okay.
Everybody read it one more time?
Just by title only, that you're down to read for the third and
Read
final.
ordinance 17 for third and
Yeah.
final reading by title only.
City of Lawrenceburg, Indiana, additional appropriation ordinance, ordinance 17-2013. And motion to approve, dear.
Motion to approve ordinance 17 for third and final reading. Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against?
Nay.
Roll call.
Jane's no. Aaron?
Yes.
Who made the second, please? You did, okay. Bill?
Yes.
Okay, and JR's a yes. Okay. That's 3-1. Okay, then we need, I need you to sign and then we'll pass it the other way. And then I've got ordinance 18, which is the, it's the ordinance for services and consultants. It's money to bring the fund back up to the black where it needs to be, and some additional money to cover us for the rest of the year. And the other thing is legal fees and services, and that's the same way. The fund's in the red, and it'll bring it back, plus we need more money, because I'm sure we're gonna need legal services between now and the end of the year. So it's 18, and you're ready to suspend the rules for the second time.
Motion
Mayor.
to suspend the rules of reading ordinance 18 by title only for second time. Second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All against?
Nay.
Roll call.
I got this down. Aaron?
Yes.
Okay. Bill?
Yes.
Oh, never mind. I was, JR's a yes. Okay.
Read it.
Yeah, Jane.
Huh?
Jane said no.
Yeah, I got Jane, no.
Okay.
No, I'm,
Ordinance 18 by title only, second time.
City of Lawrenceburg, Indiana, additional appropriation ordinance, ordinance 18, 2013.
Motion to approve ordinance 18 by second reading by title only.
So move.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? All against?
Nay.
Roll call, please.
Okay, who did the second? I'm sorry.
I did.
Bill, I can only write so fast. Okay, Jane, you're a no, right?
Correct.
Okay, Aaron?
Yes.
Okay, Bill's a yes. And JR?
Yes.
Okay.
Motion to suspend the rule of read ordinance 18 by title only for third and final reading.
So move.
Second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All against?
Nay.
Roll call.
Okay. Jane is
No.
no. Aaron?
Yes.
Bill is yes. And JR?
Yes.
Okay.
Read ordinance number 18 by third and final reading, title only.
City of Lawrenceburg, Indiana, additional appropriation ordinance, ordinance number 18, 2013.
Motion to approve ordinance number 18 by third and final reading. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against?
Nay.
Roll call, please.
Okay, Jane's no. Aaron?
Yes.
Okay, and Bill is a yes, and JR is a yes, because they made motion. Okay, you can do that too on that one, sweetie. Okay, now, then I've got one more. This is the one to set up a non-reverting fund for the regional economic grant program monies that are appropriate each year for the grant program.
This is 19.
Huh? I'm sorry, it's 19.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I thought I said that. I guess I didn't.
What kind of money are we talking about?
Well, it's so that instead of having to reappropriate the grant money, if there's some left, we have a problem, Jane, that
Yes.
at the end of the year, if people haven't
Withdrawn their money.
requested their money from the city, it falls back into the fund, and then we have to reappropriate it. This would just roll it all over, and we wouldn't have to worry about doing appropriations.
And we're talking about like the 10-county grant program where we had that 400,000 left over?
Yeah.
And you want to just, instead of adding it to the budget, it will just go into a non-reverting fund?
Well, it would be budgeted, and then, it would be budgeted out of the fund, then it would be taken and put into the non-reverting fund at the beginning of the
Leslie,
year.
is that correct? That's not,
Yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah, I mean, that's how it works.
That's why it's called non-reverting fund.
No, you'd still have appropriations to fund it. But it would be up to you all if you gave the
so it would be
10 million
on our
or
budget on
you
the
gave-
line
you
on.
gave 10 million minus what's already in the fund, you know what I
Alright.
mean?
It would still be in the budget on a line item for the 10-county grant.
Non-reverting fund.
We would just say 10-county grant money, whatever's appropriated. Then in January, after the budgets are approved, in January, whatever was appropriated, we would take that money out of that line item and put it into the non-reverting fund, instead of having it as in a line item.
So that would shorten us on our 10 million.
No, not
That would be
necessarily.
up to you guys, but I mean, my thing is, I thought you were going to do 10 million a year, but, I mean, that's next meeting, you know.
The fire department already does is they put it back for equipment things.
Why can't it have its own line item? Why does it have to start out and then you transfer it?
Because at the end of the year, they say there's $400,000 left.
Correct.
Okay, but that is money that probably belongs to
Somebody
3 or
that
4
has it.
grants. But at the end of the year, it falls back into the fund, and in January, then whenever they want the money, we'd have to reappropriate that money.
So that would come out of the 10 million.
No,
You would
that was,
subtract the 400,000 from the 10 million?
you don't have to, no.
It rolls over, Jane. That money would roll over plus.
You just don't have to appropriate it every year if they didn't use it.
Grant, I think, did you want to say something?
Yeah, the grant committee, awards it, and some of these projects will be awarded in the following year.
Correct.
So what happens is that those dollars stay there, go into non-reverting.
No, we have to start with zero.
No,
Not with the non-reverting.
Not with the non-reverting.
But not with non-reverting. So they go non-reverting, and then when that applicant requests that fund, it'll be sitting in non-reverting for us to fund them.
Separate from the 10-county grant.
Separate from the 10 county grant, 2000.
That's what I'm trying to get
Okay.
to. That's what I'm
I'm sorry.
asking. Why couldn't we have 2 separate line items? The non-reverting and,
Because non-reverting is not a line item. It's a separate fund.
Yeah, it's a carryover.
Because,
so when we have this money left over from year to year, we don't have to budget for it because it'll just roll over in the non-reverting fund.
but it'll roll over because it's probably money that's been promised to
That's already been taken.
different
Been
people.
committed.
Yeah,
So
like the one we have coming up
we
next.
have $400,000 left over.
Oh.
It won't be added to the 10 million for the next
But
year.
it's already committed.
But it's already committed.
Yeah.
People hasn't gathered it yet. It will roll over to the non-reverting fund.
And be paid out of non-reverting.
All right, we're gonna read the ordinance.
Well, no, you're on motion to suspend the rules. We already did the first reading.
All right, motion to suspend the rules for ordinance 19 by title only for second time. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All
Aye.
against? Ayes have it.
Okay.
Read ordinance number 19 by title only for second time.
Ordinance 19, 2013, an ordinance creating a non-reverting fund, and the number will be 283, for the Regional Economic Grant Program monies appropriated each year.
Most approved ordinance number 19, second reading by title only.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Motion to suspend the rules, read ordinance number 19 by title only for the third and final reading.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Read ordinance 19 by third reading, final, by title
Okay.
only.
Yeah. Or, I knew what he meant. I knew what he meant, Aaron.
Read ordinance 19 for third and final reading only. The title only.
Ordinance 19, 2013, an ordinance creating a non-reverting fund, number 283, for the Regional Economic Grant Program monies appropriated each year.
Motion to approve ordinance number 19 for third and final reading. So moved. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against?
Okay. Here you go. Have you still got an ordinance down there that you're signing, guys?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Didn't say
No
that.
problem. I just don't want to lose it.
Now, this is the second one, right?
That's the second one, yeah. That's the one for legal services and consulting fees.
Folding.
I have more, but not tonight. No, I can do that, the next one at another
That's the
time.
Votal Brookville RDC interlocal.
I have included in your packet the interlocal agreement, and this is the one you guys agreed to do back at the August 5th meeting when Mr. McMillan was here. You agreed that he would have to go back to the...
Leslie, can I stop you for one moment? I'm sorry. Why is this signature for the third ordinance you read different than the other pages we just did with the A's and the nays?
I don't know. It's probably what the one, Jane, I can fix it if you want. It's probably the one I copied
I
off
mean, we
of.
all said yes, but I just wanted to know
Yeah.
why it wasn't.
It's just the way it got typed up, which would be my fault. I didn't know it made a difference.
So anyway, I did put the interlocal agreement in your packets. This was one back in August when Mr. McMillan came. You agreed to give him the $300,000, but that because the other $300,000, there was $600,000 altogether, was going to be for a new purpose for a strategic investment study plan. He has to go back to the grant committee in order to see whether or not the grant committee will give him the other $300,000. But this is for the $300,000 that was basically, if you remember, this was one that had, and looking through the grant application, it did have Destination Brookville LLC throughout it. However, I think that, I know there's been so much blow up about this, but I think what happened when I did the interlocal, I think I probably just assumed that it was going to Destination
Brookville?
Brookville. But, and then you know what they say about assuming things. So at any rate, this fixes what you guys agreed to give them back in August. And if you notice, it does say that the grantee has submitted the grant application, so it's going to the Brookville Economic Redevelopment Commission. I did also put in there, which is on, let's see here, on this, it's the normal interlocals that we have, but I did put in there, if you look on the bottom of page 2 and top of page 3, furthermore, upon completion of funding, the grantee agrees to monitor the project to ensure that the grant monies have been properly applied as indicated on the original application, provided that no funds should be distributed to Destination Brookville LLC. So I did add that in there because I know that that was the big beef last time we had this. So therefore, I did not put the resolution in your packet, but it is just the standard one-page resolution to enter into the agreement with Brookville Economic Redevelopment Commission. Proceed with the
And
reading of the resolution.
it would be 21, Leslie.
Okay. Resolution number 21, 2013, a resolution regarding the entering into an interlocal agreement with the Brookville Economic Redevelopment Commission. Whereas the city has the authority to enter into interlocal agreements pursuant to Indiana Code 36174 at second, and whereas the city of Lawrenceburg desires to invest a portion of its gaming revenue in surrounding Indiana counties in the form of economic development grants, and whereas the Economic Redevelopment Commission of the town of Brookville, Indiana, was granted some monies for a project for revitalization of their downtown, and whereas the city of Lawrenceburg wishes to enter into an interlocal agreement with the Brookville Economic Redevelopment Commission for said project. Now therefore it be resolved by the Common Council of the City of Lawrenceburg, Dearborn County, Indiana, that the city of Lawrenceburg enters into an interlocal the city of Lawrenceburg enters into an interlocal agreement with the Brookville Economic Redevelopment Commission for their downtown revitalization project, passed by the Common Council of the City of Lawrenceburg, Dearborn County, Indiana, this 15th day of October.
Heard the resolution, entertain a motion. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against?
No.
Roll call, please.
Just a second. Yeah, Jane?
No.
No. Aaron?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
And JR?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, it passes.
Mm-hmm.
Lastly, revolving loan fund ordinance.
Thank you, dear.
Just where you need to sign on those, and then also the interlocal, which you know what, I can get with you tomorrow and do that, the interlocal part.
You need my signature?
Yeah.
Trying to leave me out.
Okay, we are moving right along. The revolving loan fund ordinance, after the last meeting, I believe on September 18th, I sent out packets to all of you with a copy of the ordinance and proposed guidelines for the revolving loan fund. I did change, like I noted in my letter that I wrote to you, I did change the fact that the council does get one appointment. That's on page 8.
It still says that.
It still says that we should get one, right?
It's supposed to
It
be
was
2.
supposed to go 3 to 2.
Common agreement. Council, no one.
4 members be appointed by the mayor and 1 member to be appointed by common council. That was my understanding.
That was good.
We always talked about 3 and 2 before.
I agree with Aaron. And then I also want to go down where it says a minimum of 3 voting members constitutes a quorum. It's a 6-member board, so 4 members would constitute a quorum.
5-member board,
No, including you,
not a voting member.
so it is a 5?
Sorry, no.
Sign that too.
Yeah, it would just be 5. Where is that on that same page, Shane?
Yes, it's down, it's the 3rd one from the bottom.
She want that back?
Thank you.
Okay.
And then, on page 2, Les, I don't know if it's accurate or not, but on the loan criteria, the 3rd bullet point, applicant shall certify that at least 51% outstanding ownership, the citizen portion. That Nick Kyle was here last year, and he said you can't do that. I don't know if he was, I don't know if that's right or not, because I don't know anything about it. He said that you can't do that on the.
At the be
Yeah.
discriminatory. Okay.
And then,
And that was the attorney hired by the previous 3 council persons.
I mean, like I said, I don't know if it's accurate or not, but I know that was an issue last year.
Well, how do you want to address this? Or is the appointments?
I don't have a problem, it doesn't have to.
I'm to the point where we need to pass this because we have to get our loan program, the existing loans, we have to get those in check and just to, I mean, it's been almost 2 years now, we haven't spoke about it, so.
Well, I'm sorry, were you done?
I just want to get something done. I don't care how it happens. If there's 3 appointments, 2 appointments, I just want to get something done.
Dr. Zaharico was in today about his loan. His balloon, I think, comes up next year. He wanted to know, did the city want more interest money? What.
Those are all things the board has to
And those are things that this group's gonna have to do.
Well, I
'Cause
mean,
there's-
what I can do, we can go through the ordinance and attach, I mean, it would be a matter of checking into, that sounds correct.
I just remember that from
Kyle
last year,
was
and when I read it, and I'd never heard anything like that. That's when I was looking through there. I remember him saying something like that.
I mean, so it would be a matter of taking that provision out and also then, putting in 3-2.
I don't have a problem, if this gets this thing passed, we need this thing done.
We've been earning more money.
This is hurting a small business, because it's not. Go ahead and put 3 to 2. They pick 2, I'll put 3.
So like I said, what I'll do is make a clean copy. My copy will have right in there, make a clean copy and make sure the attachment gets resolved.
And then on page 7, it's under types of security for loans. The second bullet point, it says the city will require a mortgage, and it says real estate where the bar's business is located. What if they're like leasing the property? How are they gonna have a mortgage if the person getting the loan doesn't own the building or property?
City require mortgage in case where real estate is being acquired with loan funds. Well, obviously, we wouldn't be able to put a mortgage on it if you're releasing it, right? Is that?
Yeah, so I seen that and I was like, that couldn't.
No, I mean, it would, I mean, there'd be no way you could, so it would require one when they can, basically, and then it's just what the city deems necessary. Is that how you read it?
Yeah. Yeah,
I can bring it back on the 21st.
That was my only issue.
Any more? Any more on this?
I will bring it back on the 21st. Table, I guess we need a motion to table it.
See if we can get this voted in and get it moving on. Okay.
Motion table.
Motion table.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Leslie, 2 interlocals.
Okay, also have, let's see.
Are they the ones to Columbus, Leslie?
City of Columbus. There's 2 separate ones for the City of Columbus. These were with this last, most recent go-around. There were 2 different interlocals that were in your packet. Again, the resolution is the 1-page resolution we did for the Brookville. One is for Cummins Inc. and one is for Sunrise America. Go ahead and read the resolution, and I guess we'll do the Cummins one first. That would be number 22 then?
Yeah.
Resolution 22, 2013, a resolution regarding entering into an interlocal agreement with the City of Columbus, whereas the city has the authority to enter into interlocal agreements pursuant to Indiana Code 36174 at SEC, and whereas the City of Lawrenceburg desires to invest a portion of its gaming revenue in surrounding Indiana counties in the form of economic development grants, and whereas the City of Columbus, Indiana was granted some monies for the project that's sponsored for Cummins Inc., and whereas the City of Lawrenceburg wishes to enter into an interlocal agreement with the City of Columbus for said project. Now therefore it be resolved by Common Council of the City of Lawrenceburg, Dearborn County, Indiana, that the City of Lawrenceburg enters into an interlocal agreement with the City of Columbus, Indiana for the Cummins Inc. project. Passed by the Common Council of the City of Lawrenceburg, Dearborn County, Indiana, this 15th day of October.
Entertain a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against?
Nay.
Roll call, please.
I know Jane is no. Aaron?
Yes.
Bill? And JR?
Yes.
Okay, it's 3 yeses. What amount is the one for Cummins?
Cummins is just the
There's one's 200,000, one's 260.
200.
200 is Cummins, okay. Thank you.
The second one would be, what number were we, 23?
22.
22?
That's
23.
23.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Resolution 23, 2013. Resolution regarding the entering into an interlocal agreement with the City of Columbus, whereas the city has the authority to enter into interlocal agreements pursuant to Indiana Code 36174 at SEC, and whereas the City of Lawrenceburg desires to invest a portion of its gaming revenue in surrounding Indiana counties in the form of economic development grants, and whereas the City of Columbus, Indiana was granted some monies for the project sponsored for Sunrise America, and whereas the City of Lawrenceburg wishes to enter into an interlocal agreement with the City of Columbus for said project. Now therefore be resolved by the Common Council of the City of Lawrenceburg, Dearborn County, Indiana, that the City of Lawrenceburg enters into an interlocal agreement with the City of Columbus, Indiana for the Sunrise America project. Passed by the Common Council of the City of Lawrenceburg, Dearborn County, Indiana, this 15th day of October.
Entertain a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against?
Nay.
Roll call, please.
Jane is a no. Aaron?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
JR?
Yes.
Okay, 3-1. What am I doing here?
So that was the first reading, right?
No, these are just interlocals. There's no second or third. Only on an ordinance do you have second and third reading.
Okay.
I forgot the number.
Okay.
23.
Sign that one.
This one's 22. I'm working on.
Okay, now I'll get with you on that one. That's all I have. Hell yeah.
Here, you need to sign here too.
Yeah.
And then, I need, okay. Leslie, you want these back before I get them? Okay. There you have that one. Hey, I gotta sign that one too.
Oh, Jackie.
I'll cut you out on it.
You can sign.
Here, I'll let you sign.
Try forging my signature.
I don't want to.
Don't want to.
Well, you know.
Review and discuss claims board approval.
Meant. Claims.
Is there a second?
Okay, thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, getting hard here and there. Motion adjournment?
So moved.
Second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now. Here's your notice on the work session Monday.
Really?
You guys come together, don't you?
I need to.
Notice on Monday's work session.
Let's get it.
And I mailed Mike's to his house. You guys don't sign resolutions, you only sign ordinance.
Let me.
You have to vote to approve them, but you don't sign. That's just on the 4:30, you guys call. Okay, and I mailed my kids.
Hey, I'll burn out.
I'll hear us. This is yours.